WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former interns tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, obviously, WTF Nation Radio says they're a radio of the Army, and all they know how to do is call a woman a troll, a 59-year-old troll. How shameful are you? You're not a part of the Army. It's not the Army that I know of in the United States. You know what? You should be totally ashamed of yourself.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Oh man, what is going on, WTF Nation Radio? This is July 2018, broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. Man, we are trying a new tech out, so please be patient with us. There's going to be some delays, snags, hoofs, snake slaps, scaps, and scallywags going on with our fucking shit, but unreal. Anywho, so thank you for joining us tonight. I got my man Flash, man the turret with me.
What's going on?
It's a fucking Monday, dude. It is so Monday. It is unfucking. What's up, Katie? What's up, Joseph? What's up, Leanne? What's up? Everybody, what else? I'm seeing. I'm gonna read it. Okay, what else? Normal guys. So check this out. We have
We haven't got a lot of people listening today. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, did you guys like are really bored? Thanks, right?
Apparently, there's like, well, cause,
Thanks,
the 4th
Steve.
of July is on a Wednesday this year, and it's like the weirdest. It's the weirdest time to have 4th of July. Like it's on Wednesday. You can't string days together. It's going on Caleb, Sabrina, Chris, Sergio over at the U.S. Army WTF Moments page.
Yeah,
man.
What's up, guys?
So I think everyone's just like looking for some patriotic, like, let's get it started. Well,
yeah, dude.
Damn it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just kind of thinking that I don't know how the rest of the Army is doing their holidays. So actually, they one of the Joes said, you should do it like how the WTF dude said they were gonna do, that they were just not gonna tell nobody they were gonna give the day off after 4th of July. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. I think we'll do that.
Well, I'm all ready for it. I've did my man. It got 100. It got to 109 in DC today.
Well, see,
Holy crap!
That's my thing about.
The Pentagon was boiling. That all the colonels weren't walking around their captains today like they usually do on a nice sunny day. It was weird. Boiling hot.
Walking their captains.
There's people walking around.
What's up, Holly?
Around the Pentagon that never happens.
Oh man, it's so funny.
I'm done traveling for the rest of the week, so I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy my nice whiskey and shots.
It's unreal, bro. Well, the heat wave is like has gotten the majority of the U.S. though. It's not just one specific area. It's like the entire country.
All up and
is
down.
all fucking hot.
They canceled all the youth baseball that happens around my particular area of the Commonwealth of Virginia. They're like, heat index is too hot. And they're like, yeah, it's 95, but it feels like it's 105. I'm like, well, shit, it's 105. I don't care what it feels like.
Yeah, exactly. It's hot.
105.
Yeah, hot is hot. There is no such thing as not if it's hot, anything over, I think over for me, anything over 90 with a little bit of humidity, it's fucking hot. There's no need to go, well, today was 115 with a heat index of 130. At that point, it's just fucking hot, dude.
Well, MJ's saying that Trade Doc at Fort Eustis has Wednesday and Thursday off, and they have to come to work on Friday. Well, I mean, that's better than having Tuesday and Wednesday. At least you have the drinking day and then the recovery day. You go into work on Friday. More likely, you get out at 3 and they call it a day if you're lucky.
Yeah, that's not bad. I would rather have it like that, anyways, due to the fact
maybe
that
a zonk for PT. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna.
Hint,
that's
wink,
what I would.
wink.
Yeah, hint, wink, wink to all sergeant majors out there.
Love your soldiers. Come on now, love your soldiers.
Well, I mean, you're all talking about wanting to be with the troops and understanding what it's like to be with. You're getting at the ground level. I mean, the way social media is nowadays, Joe's will post your zonk on there right now. I guess it was just recently the 101st had a zonk during one of their brigade runs, and it was pretty funny. Yeah, but 101st, dude. That's like I didn't even think.
Vanna says like it feels like Iraq.
Yeah, dude, it does. It's hot all around. So, like I said. You can't really pinpoint where anyone is at right now, specifically at WTF Nation Radio, because it's hot. It's just freaking hot. Yeah, so we had interesting news week. A news weekend, and then just a news day. Where do I start on the drama and the crybaby bullshit that has always been with the media, bro? I mean, we had a shooting that was in Maryland.
Yes.
And
Annapolis,
yeah, exactly. And when we only caught it was on sergeant's time that when it happened. It didn't really, like I said, no details came out of it, but then it came out to the fact that there were indications on social media that this guy was going to do something about it. That this guy was planning on making idle, veiled threats. I guess the term is now subtweeting, it's like a passive-aggressive fucking comment that you say to somebody. You say something that's passive-aggressive, and it's subtweeting? Is that what you call it? Is that the new...
Something like that.
Yeah. So he had some comments that he was throwing out about, handling business. I guess had some legal issues in that they didn't want to press charges on him because they were afraid that it was going to inflame the issue.
See, that's nice in theory and everything. Position in today's society where if somebody does something stupid or says something threatening, you need to kind of call it.
Yeah,
going back to like Parkland,
exactly.
Florida and stuff.
Yeah,
where too many people have been giving. Oh well, I'm sure they won't do anything.
Exactly.
No,
exactly.
You know what? If you want to ban guns and everything, that's cool and all. But the problem is not always the weapons. Hell, there's I just saw a thing come through Facebook where a 3-year-old died. There was one of like 9 people who got stabbed at like a birthday party, and a 3-year-old passed away, unfortunately. Dude went apeshit.
Dude went apeshit and started stabbing everybody at a party.
But I mean, what I'm trying to say is the weapon doesn't really matter. Everyone's going to find a way. But when people are actually exhibiting dangerous behaviors or threats, you need to take that shit seriously. And, because they knew this guy. This guy's made threats before to the paper. Apparently, he has had some kind of beef with this paper for like over the last 5 years. There's still details coming out. 5 years of stuff coming out. I'm sorry. And then he even made a threat like a couple of days before the shooting.
Yeah.
And then walks in with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, fellow journalists like myself and everything, passed away because, I mean...
they got blasted. They got
really
blasted.
Bad.
And it was a standard... The office building was a standard newsroom like office environment, which it was. You walk into a floor and it was open cubicle. There was no cover. There was no place to take cover. It was just open season on these guys. And
Tomas, see, I agree with you. Like if I was in Virginia, depending where I'm at, I could have my 9mm. But this is Maryland. They have some of the strictest gun laws. They're the California equivalent on the East Coast. And a lot of these places, you can't. A lot of business, just 90% of the places in Maryland, you really can't carry open or concealed carry. So it's one of those things where the laws only do so much. The laws can only keep the people who are going to obey the laws from doing stupid things. If they're going to obey the laws, if the folks that decide, I guess there's some stuff where I guess he might have went across state lines and went over and took the shotgun and did what he did. There's still a lot of details going on, but they're trying to find, more motive than just he had a beef with the paper.
Of course, they're trying to find. No, I know. Everyone's trying to find that. They're trying to make a connection to each other's rhetoric on both sides of the fucking political spectrum, which pisses me off. I'm getting tired of all the blame being thrown back at everybody else when it's the individual themselves that did that. If that makes any sense. Like, I hear the news every fucking day. It does not make me want to go out and fucking do a shooting spree. I hear rhetoric on TV and laugh about hippies getting beat up on the streets, and that does not make me want to go out and beat up more hippies. It makes me want to watch it more on YouTube, but it doesn't make me want to go. There's nothing inflaming me or nothing making me go, hey, Flash. Now that we've got all this rhetoric going on, let's go do this. And nothing's telling me to do that.
Well, I mean, and I tell my wife all the time, we're in a weird spot in our political atmosphere. Everyone is so tense. I mean, hell. Today, Alex Jones, yes, the great and mighty stupid bastard, Alex Jones tweeted out that the Democrats are planning a civil war on the 4th of July. You just have this continual, like, everyone's just saying them, on the extreme left, on the extreme right, on the extreme middle extreme. Like, there's all these extremes are taking over the airwaves, and they keep pumping out all this dangerous rhetoric that's getting everyone all tensed up.
Yeah,
like,
but look what they're talking about. Okay, you're well, yeah. It's Alex Jones.
Gay frogs.
Everything is about everything. Alex Jones loses his shit about everything.
I don't think I could ever be drunk enough to be how he is on a daily basis.
No, well, I mean,
I could try.
I couldn't hang out with him drunk if I was hanging
Andrew
out with him.
Chang?
So
he has to say it.
but he comes on and he throws his stuff out, and then it's Alex Jones that's inflaming it or trying to inflame it. And then you're looking at the audience that he's talking to and the audience that he's talking about. Now, let's think about these guys, these Antifa guys. Have you been watching these videos lately in the office that we've been watching? They've been getting. I don't see it happening. I don't see them trying to do anything other than robble. They're gonna get their asses kicked, is what I'm saying.
I had a conversation with one of my colleague. And we were talking about how in Washington, D.C. in about mid-August, there's going to be a white supremacy rally in the park outside of north of the park north of the White House, but right across the street. It's where most people take pictures and everything. And then and I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to be up here on the Friday before. It's on the weekend, so I get to avoid that altogether. But I'm like, Friday before, I'm not even going to be there. I'm going to make sure I take that day off or work from home because, unfortunately, I dress because I like to dress to impress. I look too much like them because I have, no hair and everything. Thank you, Army. And I'm like, I said, I don't want some Antifa. And I made the joke. I'm like, I don't want some Antifa guy who got there early to punch me out thinking I'm a Nazi because I'm wearing khakis, a dress shirt, and I have no hair. I don't want to be confused. I'm just going to keep myself out of the situation. God forbid, for some reason, somebody wants me to hold a tiki torch or some shit like that. I'm like, nope, not here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's now they are classifying people by their.
Nazis are making me taking my style and
but they're brown chicken. Everyone knows what the farmer said: brown chicken, brown cow. That's right, Andrew.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Be a good citizen. Hospitalize your local Antifa today. They're not really. How do I say it? They're not really the cause that they're trying to get to. They're trying. It's like
dropped enough where he's going to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a swing.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that Antifa's going to probably be there. And I said, it's going to be crazy in DC. I said, I don't even want to be here. I might not even be there Thursday before. I want to avoid DC altogether. And he's like, well, I don't think Antifa is that bad. I was like, dude, I said, don't get me wrong. I'm very much against white supremacists. I'm very much against Nazis. My great-grandfather fought Nazis. I kind of would fight Nazis too right now, but I have a family and a job and all that good stuff that keeps me away from all that stuff. And I said, Antifa, while they aren't Nazis in that they hate everyone of not white color, Antifas are still like domestic terrorists. Pink Panther are domestic terrorists because some of them are just retarded as hell, but still, some of them do enough, have enough balls to make something happen, while the rest of them just standing around going, "Oh, you can't do." And I want to avoid that, but he argued with me that Antifa's not that bad. I'm like, they're extremists. I said they're just a leftist extremist. I said, call it as you see it. I said that's exactly how I see it. I said, don't get me wrong, Nazis are bad. I said Antifa's still bad too. I said they're coming to fight them. Yes, the Nazis are stupid, but they were able to get a permit approved by the National Park Service. So at least they're doing what they're doing legally, even though I don't like it.
Yeah, but it got revoked as soon as, because here's what you're talking about. The Patriot Party is what you're talking about. The Patriot Prayer Group or whatever it was, and they showed up, and it's like an important or something like that. And these Patriot Prayer guys are up there, freaking, within their rights of what they want to protest or support or gather and assemble that they got the permit for. Antifa showed up and they said, we're going to go beat up some Nazis. Now, look, understand what the term Nazi is first. I'm not going to fly in an airplane because the sky is blue because it should be green. It's that fucking stupid and commonplace. They've misused the term Nazi to the point.
Oh, yeah. Antifa folks, anybody who disagrees with them, hell, if I disagree with them, I'm more likely to probably be called a Nazi. So Antifa calling anyone anything is all immediately discredited.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all can't even figure out your own definition of what
exactly. Or fascist or what capitalism really. They've gotten to the point to now. So the guy, they showed up to this prayer support thing, this prayer, power of prayer, patriot prayer, whatever. I'm not, like I said, I'm not up on the groups. They showed up and their permit was pulled and was declared a riot once they showed up because they were fucking throwing, eggs and firecrackers at. Now, they were not realizing that they were throwing shit at veterans. They weren't throwing at fellow Antifans. Antifans go down with one hit. They slap like little girls.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't want to say they just go down with one hit, but the hits were very well played.
Yes, exactly. They were exactly. They were trying to throw hands. You could clearly tell there's some of them were like we're used to fighting, and Antifa, they're not. So when I hear about,
you can tell them that's because they move in they move in close, like a lot of the Antifa folks
shoulder to shoulder,
throwing things,
shoulder to shoulder, waiting for that. Yep, waiting for the sucker punch
and finish the fight. Like one of them, I think we posted on our Twitter at WTF Nation Radio, because it was just the funniest video ever. This guy or stick or something. He knocks it out and just like big haymaker, hits him on the butt, and he just drops.
Yeah.
His girl's about to get clocked too, but she she backs up because he can throw his hands up like, I will hit you too, which I'm for. You swing at me, I don't care what gender you are, because there's so many apparently these days. I will hit you.
Yeah, at this point,
do not throw hands at ice or Flash, because Flash will definitely throw hands at you.
We like to throw hands,
and my hands are big.
Oh man.
Oh, Katie wanted to know if you were going to do your Alex Jones impression.
I don't even know. I don't even know what the.
Katie, I'd have to. I could try, but I'd have to.
Go ahead. Okay? Let's. Yeah, I'm about to say.
I need to grab the scotch. So
the Antifans are trying to fire and trying to rile up vets. I see. He sounds like a fucking Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean?
He sounds like Hulk Hogan mixed with like Richard Nixon.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to have
you're trying to. You understand, brother? These guys are trying to fight us and they're trying to win. Civil War. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even know how to imitate the guy because I don't listen to him. I don't watch him at all. My biggest point is that I don't understand. You're please. What was that meme that we saw? These guys are arguing about where are they going to get the guns? Where are they going to get? I mean, is George Soros going to hand them a?
Yeah. So the biggest thing.
You know what I mean?
I guess that's one of the things. I guess one on the list that it's. It started off with this article, an opinion article from this political professor saying that the United States is, in his opinion, is on the verge of a quote-unquote soft civil war. I don't know exactly what that means. The fields of Fredericksburg and Gettysburg will be filled with people with pillows, and there will be lines of pillows, and they will start hell a pillow fight. That's what soft civil war seems to me. But then it started being picked up by more. CNN ran an article, MSNBC ran an article, I'm pretty sure Vox ran an article, and they're all talking how the U.S. is on the verge of the next civil war. No, we're not. Because the last time there was a civil war, which, hey, today is the anniversary of, it's the second, day 2 of the battles of Gettysburg.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Roswell.
Go Colonel Chamberlain, hold down Little Round Top and kicking the shit out of General Hood and his folks in his division.
Bunch of damn rebels, South will rise again.
But I mean,
Sorry.
you have to think about it. Last time there was a civil war, everyone had guns, and everyone was able to get guns. Now, the people that want to have fights don't have guns. There are the random Antifa groups, like the one in West Virginia that is armed to the teeth, and a lot of Antifa groups don't like them because of that. But still, it's like there's the fact that people are even saying that there's going to be a soft civil war is retarded. Like
a soft civil war to me is like
dangerous rhetoric.
Yeah, a soft civil war to me to me a soft civil war is them having a new channel, like the new Oxygen channel or something like that. That to me would be it's a
different view.
Yeah, it's another view or something like that. Another show coming on ABC called The Soft Civil War. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I'm not scared, I should say. I mean, it's almost like they're bumbling idiots who they're like suburban kids trying to be hood. You know what I mean? They're and most of them are suburban
That's exactly
kids.
What it is. It's like
they're trying to be hood. And exactly, Katie. If you're gonna fight like a man, you better know how to take a hit like a man or
it's
whatever.
It's not just
it is.
on the Antifa side. There's plenty on the extreme right side that are there for a fight and then get knocked the fuck out. Like nobody is prepared, to really fight. No one really is. The vets, you could tell the people with experience as soon as a fight starts because they kick the shit out of somebody quick and move on to the next person. Everyone who doesn't know how to fight, they just start scrambling around or getting pulled away because they're like, "Save me!"
Or have one of them buddies hold them back, and then that's all of a sudden they turn into a chihuahua.
Hey, hold me back! No, hold me back!
You
harder,
better
man.
hold me back! You better watch your mouth.
I won't get you. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Like
exactly.
Well, and I was talking to my friend more, and I think I got my point more across than when she started. She started like, dude, look, I've seen all the videos. It's not. Yes, the right wing, white supremacist extremists. Those guys suck, but they don't go there to start a fight. They go there so somebody else will start a fight and they can fight them. That's why they do it.
Oh, what's up, Vince? Long time no see. What you been up to, man?
So, I mean, that's exactly what these right-wings, these supremacists do is they go knowing they're going to provoke some kind of action.
Correct. There's going to be an incitement on either side, though.
Tifa walks like they think like we're going to stop this. No, you're playing right into their hands. If everyone just ignored the white supremacists, they would get upset, drink their white milk, and go away. Like these guys, they're looking for a reaction, and Tifa does exactly that. They go there to disrupt these things, and then to make them look like Antifa look like the bad guys instead of the white supremacists, because all we see is Antifa throwing giant rocks and bottles and shit like that. I mean, and throwing fights and wearing masks. Oh, come on, dude! Don't wear masks. You're just gonna get knocked out.
And that's the thing too. Why are you wearing a mask? If you want to expose yourself.
If they're not extremists, why are you wearing masks?
Exactly. Why are you hiding your identity? Because like I said, a lot of these guys, I'm willing to bet, are dads, teachers.
Yeah, I have full respect for the folks that go and do counter protests, and they are there front and center, no mask, and the ones that are actually, hey, counter protest your ass off. But
exactly.
It's a protest, not a riot. Do not, if you let them bait you into a fight, then you've lost. It's the same thing when I used to argue, like, I love social media because sometimes I just like to poke people's buttons. And one time, I think it was when I was in Germany and I got bored. My sister had posted something on Facebook and her friends were all kind of being snarky. So I decided, and because I was with the aid of Jameson, I decided to be snarky back. And I got into a discussion with somebody until finally they started cussing at me. You fucking this, that, and the other. And I went, well, you lost this argument. I'm going to the next person. And then I started talking to the next person on their comments. And they got all mad. I was like, look, once you've lost the art of conversing without using cuss words, you're lost.
Well, I mean, you could articulate, yeah.
You can't keep people from throwing punches or something. You've lost.
You can articulate it.
Counter protest. You're just retarded.
Yeah.
You're just as they are.
Yeah, you can articulate your point without getting stupid. I mean, on social media it's kind of stupid, but when you're there, the way I see it, if you're fucking with somebody just to fuck with them just because they're having a protest or something you don't agree with, then assemble. You have the right to assemble as well, and then don't interfere. Then that's all it is. They didn't have to cross into the Patriot Prayer group's people to do whatever Patriot what they were doing. I don't advocate religion in any type of aspect when it comes to that. that type of support. If you're there to support the country and you just wanted to have a patriot support thingy because you love America, that's then America. There's nothing wrong with that. Hell, even if you were a fucking liberal and you wanted to have a Love America fucking party, fuck yeah, that's America. But when you start fucking throwing all these, you're looking at them and exactly that. I don't know what you brought up a good point. I don't know what gender to call them when they're like in mixed and match different uniforms or different color hair or accoutrements on their hair or body or piercings, and then they talk effeminate. I don't know if that's supposed to be a dude. So if you throw hands at me, I will be like, it'll be like a bad acid trip that I'm swinging at. It won't be I hit a woman. It'll be, I don't know what it was, officer. It was fucking a something swinging at me, going making a fucking weird ass noise, and then I hit it.
I believe in equality. I believe in pay equality. I believe that men and women should be treated equal. That all races should be treated equal. That being said, if I'm going to that, if a woman hits me, that I'm going to go, oh no, you're a woman, I can't hit you back. No, because see, I'm being sexist, and I will not. Flash will not be ever called sexist. And let this, because I have a bunch of sisters. I've let it known to them when they started getting bigger and they started getting more ballsy. Like, look, you're old enough to know what you're doing. I do not like being hit. There's a reason why I don't do MMA. There's a reason why I don't even like really doing combatives unless it's, I just need to train on it. Because I don't like being hit. That's not what I like to do. I do not like being hit. I will never say I do. So when people hit me, I hit them back. So my sisters learned very well. No, I don't won't give them like a Hadouken and knock them out.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will hit them back. Same thing. If I'm at a protest and a woman walks up and punches me in the face, best believe I'm going to knock her on her ass because I believe in equality.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you've seen some of the little he, she, it, oh my God, tentacles, Miles. If you're as big as Princess Eyes, and if you're a small framed woman, and you're about the size of an 8-year-old, I'm probably not gonna fucking smack you. But if you're like Large Marge, and you fucking come at me, and you lay hands on me, and I literally have to defend myself because you're taller than me, and you outweigh me by a few pounds, you best believe I'm punching back. That's it. It'll be like fucking Beowulf on Grendel type shit. You know what I mean? I am not gonna fucking stop.
You shit tentacles. Damn, Miles. Damn.
So I mean, I don't see how all of a sudden, and then. You and I are hanging out and we walk up to something like that and you have large.
That sounds dangerous.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there'll be a day where we'll hang out at an event, but we'll be hanging out and the next thing you know, you have Large Marge and then you have a little 8-year-old, woman, a woman who's built like a little 8-year-old kid. She's like a kid, you're gonna have Large Marge swing at you and fucking, well, and then one of us takes her out, punches her in the face, and then what's gonna be the rhetoric? You're gonna have two guys that are definitely was one, they both have close hair, closely cut hair, and one was bald, and definitely laid hands, and they beat women. See, they beat women.
They will describe me as dashingly handsome and stuff like that. You wrinkly, crypt keeper.
Well, they're gonna say yes. That old guy. He was walking with that old guy.
The old guy and the very good looking guy both beat on a woman.
Yeah, exactly. So you got the misogyny fucking bullshit of different generations beating up on Large Marge because she fucking threw hands on you and she's like 6'10" and weighs 350. But you can't judge her body weight or can't judge the fucking mole on her fucking on her chin that's growing another fucking beard because that God forbid you do that. Because everyone's getting so fucking sensitive on what is and what isn't, or what they think it is, and they're pushing that agenda. And I'm fucking done with it, dude. I literally am. I don't want to hear that shit. Fuck, here comes Large Marge. Fuck, dude, what are you gonna do? And you, where are we gonna kick her? Where is there a growing area on Large Marges? You know what I mean? What do you do?
I'd rather not know.
Yeah, exactly. you kick her and oh, dude. These are brand new Chucks. Fuck.
See, the problem is since since the last election, and I say the election cycle, not the election itself, it's just been getting the rhetoric on everyone, and I mean everyone. It's not just the people on the ground that are doing. It's some of these journalists that are kind of stoking fires to get view and engagement on Facebook with these clickbait articles. There's some that their articles are trying to stay true to what they're doing, and I trust them, and I know a lot of it's only a few that are giving the rest the bad name, but then it's also the politicians, Donald Trump coming out, wish I could beat him, and then you have like Maxine Waters, who's pretty much saying to if you see anybody from the Obama administration or the Trump administration,
surround them,
shame them, surround them,
and push them back, push them back. I mean.
So it's not one side.
These are politicians, though. I'm not talking about the media. See, that's different. That's different. The media is different than the politicians, because the politicians are basically the representative of their constituents from wherever they're fucking from. Maxine Waters is from California. Then you got the other fuckers there too. Schumer and fucking McCain. You got all those fucking politicians that push their bullshit. It's different when it's a politician, because then it's a government. It's the government. They are a representative of the government. That is oppression.
It's almost like people are
that is oppression.
Are getting almost like the beings. Like that's the way. Like between Trump's a lot of his rhetoric from his campaign and on, and then Democrats coming out, most notably and current. Maxine Waters coming out and pretty much like shame them, push them out, get into groups. I'm like, yes, that's how bad things start. That's how someone gets shot.
That's how the Civil War started. Well, I mean, there's some other shit. But I'm just saying, it's not, like I said, to me, that's oppression. When you have representatives of the government telling a class of people to go against another class, that is true oppression. That is not like I said, the media is different. Us, me and you going back and forth on air, we have differences of opinions, and that's no big deal. But that's it, because we're the media. We don't care. We're going back and forth, and we know nobody's going to fucking take our shit seriously. But when you have a representative of the government, when you have Maxine Waters, and you have Schumer, and you have McCain, you have Ryan, you have all them fuckers inciting the fucking rhetoric from the government that has not done shit, it seems like, since I've been alive, and since I've paid attention to politics for the last 35, 40 years and shit, then the way I see it, those are the oppressors. So if you don't fucking like your fucking president as the Congress, do what I did when I didn't like the fucking president of the last administration. Fucking deal with it. Be professional and deal with it. I had to suck up and drive on when the last administration was elected. I was a professional. Didn't bother me. Hey, I just fucking stacked bodies and did army shit, and no big deal, right? That's what you're supposed to do. But now you're having the government telling everybody to do this and do that to another class of people.
Just wait to this next. We're getting close to November. In case you people out there don't know, that we're getting close to the midterm elections. That's where a large majority of folks in the House and the Senate are, running for re-election. There's, the Democrats are hoping for the quote unquote blue wave, which isn't looking so well because a lot of upstart Democratic people have come through, like the Socialist Democrat out of in New York, who pushed out the person who they thought was going to take over for Nancy Pelosi after she kind of retired from being the front of the Democratic Party. There's a lot of changes, but the midterm elections, I feel it's going to get worse as we get closer to that, because it is extremely important. Look, Donald Trump has already got another Supreme Court spot. It's going to happen. Like this, resist. We must fight. There's nothing you guys can do if you can get the Republicans to go along with. You can pretty much push through anything you want with them. And I will say, as Flash, I think they should leave Roe versus Wade alone. If they pick somebody maybe middle right, they'll probably have an easier time pushing them through than if they get like a hardliner on the right side. But still, this midterm election is important because the Judge Ginsburg is not a spring chicken. I mean, she honestly could have a bad day and go down in the next 2 years, and that means that President Trump will have another Supreme Court pick.
See, that's realistic though. But that's realistic. You know what I mean? When you say something like that, that's realistic.
If he gets it again, he gets reelected again. So this midterm election, it's going to be very important, because if Democrats can turn the tides and uneven the House and the Senate, then Donald Trump's going to have a lot harder time pushing shit through. That means if he does get elected in 2020, he's still not going to be able to push things through like the Obama administration did with Obamacare and stuff like that. So it's a very important, and I think because of the importance of the midterm elections, it's only going to get worse, and the rhetoric's only going to get worse. The violence is only going to get worse. The call for action, which is more the call for violence, is going to get worse. And I honestly expect some full-on riots.
Yeah,
the midterms.
I do too.
I really
I agree.
Where I'm like, okay, I'm working from home because I really don't want to go to DC right now. Like shit is gonna start popping off, and I'm just gonna be like,
I have a feeling what's gonna happen.
Milk, eggs.
Exactly. Make sure you have all the essentials.
I'm not a doomsday prepper, but Lord knows, the closer we get to midterm elections, the more I'm going to go to Costco.
The rhetoric is going to get, but Flash, the rhetoric is going to get pumped up so bad it's going to be unreal. The rhetoric is not going to be a center of anything rhetoric. It is going to be inflaming one side or the other. Each side of that rhetoric is going to get inflamed so freaking bad it's going to be unreal, and then you won't be able to help it. You know what I mean? I just, like I said, this is midterm elections right now, and then with the new Supreme Court justice being picked, we don't know now. I mean, that whole thing about the Roe versus Wade stuff and all that, and the right to choose and the right to whatever. Look. They were just leave shit alone. If leave shit alone means that you defund Planned Parenthood, because really I've never known a specific private organization to take. Because how come we don't get funded at WTF Nation Radio? Why doesn't U.S.
I'm just saying we should get some of this DoD money.
Yeah, why is it that Planned Parenthood gets funded and they're a private organization, but we WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Moments actually provide services and assistance to vets, and also ensure that they're given resources and provide news commentary and discussion and opinion and professional development on the, broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. Way more than what Planned Parenthood does.
We're awesome, and we know it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want some of that. I mean,
we're better than you.
Fund us. Then fund us. Then fund us with that. Because the way I see it, it's just another private company receiving a kickback, just like another big bank or Chevy, GM, getting a bailout for whatever. I mean, it goes back and forth to where once that Supreme Court person gets picked, they're going to do. Everyone thinks that it's going to be a centrist. It's going to be somebody who's going to lean left and right. Every single Supreme Court justice has actually dissented by just a few, but has been in support of decisions recently because they looked at the Constitution and they looked at the law.
Well, hell, Judge Ginsburg actually came out and said that she doesn't go by the Constitution. It's like, that's
she said she goes by her feeling or something like that.
Yeah, and I think that's I'm not trying to.
Well, no, you can say it because because what makes you mad? What makes you mad is that when
my wife says sometimes I'm a little cold, and because I think of everything just like not black and white, but I think of things like logically, and before I don't go by emotion. Like everyone's freaking out about the damn black giraffe that was killed, which was killed a long time ago. It's just now hitting the news cycle, but no one's actually reading the article. But everyone's just going by feeling. They're making decisions by emotion.
No, I know what you're saying. No, I know what you're about ready to say about Ginsburg, though, is the fact that Ginsburg is old. She is like fading. You're right. You're fading the fuck out.
She can't stay awake for an hour.
Exactly. How is it that you and I are going to get a bunch of shit for saying reality and cold hard facts that most doctors would say, and the opposite side of the spectrum, the people that hate us or like to talk shit about us, wish that we were dead, and all of a sudden you're telling me that you're going to get pissed off because I'm thinking that, because Flash brought up a good point about Ginsburg going away because she's old?
She is old.
She's not going to
She's
see.
fallen asleep so many times.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
anytime.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if, when they actually do the hearings and stuff, or, when they're actually making decisions, hey, someone wake up Ginsburg. Ginsburg, wake up.
Yeah, exactly. Move a hand. See, can she move her hand at least? Is she doing something?
On her nose.
Yeah.
Check her breathing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, she's
So
still there. Okay.
so it's just kind of like when someone says about John McCain, because everyone that's like the holy grail.
That man is hanging. I don't know how he's still alive. He is hanging on by a thread.
That's what I'm saying, but that is the holy grail of you can't touch before your career ends. You know what I mean? That right there, when you have somebody who is on, like you said, is on their last leg of cancer, you have to make that expectation. That's why you have the succession of leadership in our government. If the president, something were to happen to the president or the vice president, then who assumes the ascension of the presidency after that? That whole protocol that we have, just like when you fly in the military, you don't have the command sergeant major and the first sergeant and the commanders all in one aircraft. You have them, spread out throughout the entire lift. But everyone's going to sit there and say, well, because he's a war hero and he's a veteran. The veteran tag thing is I bet you if any of these Supreme Court justices were veterans, would they get as much of shit as anything else?
Definitely not.
Yeah, they wouldn't get a lot of shit.
I mean, right now you have being a veteran, and now assuming you're not being like that one cat you showed me before the show started. You especially in politics, it's almost like so many politicians are getting in. It's like, I was a veteran. It's like that shouldn't be your first line, dude. That should be just background. But everyone's so easy to tout that because it's like, dude, you could have been. A lot of veterans are douchebags. I'm a douchebag. I'm an asshole. That's what I love.
Yeah, but there's no. What I'm saying though is that there. Yeah, exactly.
Where were you, Fort Hood? Where in Fort Hood? I don't believe you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what makes me mad is that everyone thinks that it's just like when everyone goes on a fucking pity party when a veteran fucking goes nuts and shoots at a cop and then gets
get a part. Oh
yeah.
A piece of shrapnel hit me, nicked my ass, so they gave me a medal. Maybe don't put that out there, dude.
Yeah. So Dave says,
I think it'd be kind of hard to be, everyone kind of. There's only some that are really pushing the whole "I'm a veteran," but most are just sticking with the "I'm the veteran" and not more than that. Because if you do, you're gonna get called out really quick if you're wrong on something. Like, I was with
exactly
CR on Fort Riley. That was Fort Hood. You're lying, bitch.
Well, no. Dave in the chat says, not as simple as it looks. Planned Parenthood gets reimbursed for Medicaid services. Abortion is not covered, such as Pap smears, etc. However, that money could be forwarded and sent to the hospitals and local hospitals, as opposed to going to another group, an outside group. That's like contracting. That's like an outside contractor. So you're gonna pay individuals from the government of an outside contractor as opposed to the actual hospital or local clinic to get that money instead of giving it to Planned Parenthood. Why do I need to give it to a third party when you could just pay it into the community? And that's more of my point. I don't know the nitnoid things and all that stuff because I'm not a practicing physician, and but I did stay in a Holiday Inn Express.
But the point is, there's a real good chance that Donald Trump, even in this term, could end up with 3 Supreme Court picks. Which,
yes.
For the folks playing at home that really don't understand, is that Supreme Court judges do not get reelected ever again. They are there until they die or they decide to retire. Like Justice Kennedy decided to retire to the dismay of a lot of Democrats. Because of that, Donald Trump and his administration has the ability to make a lot of rulings and decisions for decades to come. It's going to be interesting, and I think because things are getting so, I won't say serious because everything's serious, but for a lot of people, this is a very dire time, and I think that the justice retiring has increased the extremists of how dire the situation is in their point of view, and now everyone is just losing their minds and are trying it's every,
I have one message.
I'm
I know,
trying not to
no,
be
but
that
you're
guy that's going, there's going to be a civil war.
No, but Flash,
every time I think
Flash,
through it, it's like we're getting closer to somebody's going to start shooting somebody.
I'm going to say this right now. That's what they fucking get for disrespecting the president trying to do shit. Because I guarantee it, all those bridges, all those arguments, all those I want to fucking impeach him, all that stuff, he's going to remember that now. Instead of being a professional member of the government and conducting yourself as a professional member of the government, you went fucking low. What was that Michelle Obama said? When they go low, we go high, and all this other bullshit. I guarantee it. Had they not made their fucking bullshit comments to the president, had they not disrespected him on fucking media, had they not attacked him and his fucking family, had they not attacked his fucking staff, I guarantee it. Now they're gonna pay the fucking piper. Now it's their time. They're gonna get their.
Donald Trump has been.
He's vindictive. He's vindictive, dude. He's vindictive.
He's been winning for the last couple of weeks. He's had, even if I don't believe the article that said, "Oh, Trump lost the North Korean summit." How do you lose a summit? You go there, you talk. Anything that gets us from the brink of war, I'm cool with. Let's just see what happens. All we did was not do an exercise. Okay, we'll be okay. But between the two Supreme Court, the two Supreme Court rulings that went towards more of the right-leaning folks, those were wins for him. The economy's still going up. Yes, we're in the middle of a trade war with everyone at this point. That kind of sucks. But then now he's going to get another Supreme Court justice, and it's going to be somebody he picks. And there's not. Damish. I don't know if I'm saying your name wrong, and if I am, I apologize. Says, at this moment, the Democrats could put a wrench in the Supreme Court pick. I really don't know how. That there's if the president gets one, like I said, who's more middle right, he's not a far right hardline conservative, but somebody a little more moderate. I'm pretty sure they're going to push him through. I think the Republicans will rally behind him because Donald. They have lost, and the people who he ran against have lost. The voters out there are responding to Donald Trump in particular areas that are hurting these Republicans who decided to go against Donald Trump. It's a bad time to go against the president at this point because he's winning.
And that's what I'm saying.
And the immigration thing made him look, has made this administration look bad. Yes, we know it's not. He's going to remember it. He's going to remember all those fuckers that attacked him, and he's going to remember now. Just so that way he can show that he has the power to do it, just like he did with the fucking immigration, the what was it, the travel ban, and just like whatever fucking what was that other one? Damn it, the fucking Supreme Court ruled two of them. One was a travel ban, they upheld it. That's what it was. And the travel ban got upheld, and then it was ruled. It was a very narrow ruling, meaning it was.
Narrow
does not apply to all cases, but they pretty much said that the state was being a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they shouldn't have. And Amanda's right, because everyone wants a piece of the pie. That's why they want to give. They want to give to someone else. It's right now. It's wow. Like today is like I don't understand. Today, the last couple of years has just been, and I don't know if I'm paying more attention now, but things have just been like spiraling crazy.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like
everyone's losing their shit, going back and forth. I don't even watch news anymore.
Crazy pills.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so hot right now. But that's what I'm saying. He is going to go back.
Cav week is coming up.
What's that?
I said Cav week is coming up. So.
Cav week.
You ain't Cav.
You ain't good. You ain't. What is that, like All American Week for Cav or something like that? Is that what it is?
Man.
Oh, okay.
Cav week, except with tanks and
explosions and.
With real booms. Not we're gonna jump out of planes and look like fairies. No. We got armored horses. We're just gonna go ride the battle and go to hell on everybody.
Shut the fuck up, Leg.
Hey, I have my Stetson somewhere. I'm gonna find it.
No, but David brings up a good point. Oh my God, they're taking kids from their parents. That's like the next distractor. And everyone's now. I'm waiting for the next one. It's like we can't get enough of distractions already. We need our distractions. We need more distractions. It's, again, if they're not careful, he is going to pick a Supreme Court nominee that is going to make them lose their shit just to spite them. Just to fucking spite them.
Sorry, I had to go
No, you're good, man. It's all right. You're good.
But you're very right. It's where the left and Democrats have been trying to. It's kind of like throwing mud against the wall, and they're trying to see what smears and what stays. And the president, no matter what it is, there seems to be something else, and it becomes dip, dive, and dodge. Like the president, like everything kind of rubs off him. The only thing he's got to really worry about is Michael Cohen, the former personal lawyer of Donald Trump, came out or in a statement said that his duty is to his loyalty is to his family and his country, making a lot of people think that he is about to flip whatever he knows and help the Mueller prosecution, investigation, whatnot. So that's the only thing he's really got to worry about. That goes against the former statements Michael Cohen has made, where he said he would take a bullet for the president. That's the only thing the president's really got to worry about. Everything else, they're trying to pin is stuff that was brought on all the way back from Bill Clinton that no one took care of.
Yeah.
And now they're blaming
exactly.
It's
that everybody that is currently in Congress right now had responsibility to do. That's what pisses me off. It's like,
it's a
you
lot of,
motherfuckers have been here for the last
everything.
20 years. What the fuck you been? Feinstein, Pelosi,
But like I said in the last show,
fucking Ryan.
It's funny. Every time they put something on Donald Trump, things start to work about it. Like they start to actually, oh, this is a huge problem. We need to fix this. It's like, where were we the last, whatever. At this point, cool. I don't like kids being taken from their parents and, kids having to go to court by themselves or whatnot. I got that. But why haven't we done this before? Like, why is it just now on him?
And, oh my God, I didn't realize that immigrant lives mattered more than black lives mattered. Holy crap. Yeah, let's push some rhetoric. I can push some rhetoric too.
Not stand the motherfuckers out there. Because I'm about being fair. And especially like I see a lot of my family members that are more the right leaning, and they're like, why we care more about immigrants than the homeless? I'm like, and I wrote to him, I'm like, Aunt Blank, why is this the first time I ever heard you talk about homeless people? Do not now say, why aren't we taking care of our own people when you've never talked about our own people before?
Exactly.
I don't want to fucking hear it.
The same. Well, I mean, I clearly remember right before all this stuff kicked off and all the Stormy Daniels bullshit and all the Russia stuff, it was the president being racist and Black Lives Matter. Now, none of that is happening. Now, the American dream is being ripped out from urban fucking centers and now being paid attention while we have camps.
It's like
being
we're
built
trying
up.
to find the next outrage and hope the guy will stick to him this time.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the interwebs, man. That's fucking history. You can't change history no matter how much you bury it. Because I was around when newspapers had shit. When newspapers printed stuff out.
What? When it's not digital and sent to me by email?
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, if you've never talked about homeless vets, don't now start going up in arms about us.
Yeah, exactly.
Us.
Exactly.
We've always been doing this with illegal immigrants. I don't say undocumented immigrants.
They're illegal.
No,
they're illegal. Yeah, they're illegal.
If I went to Mexico, I'd be arrested. I'd be thrown in jail.
You're illegal.
I don't know why we're making exceptions for the same shit that happened to us. They're illegal immigrants. This has been the spotlight's going on that, and we're trying to deal with this situation, and now you're going should have been doing something before this. What about all the homeless people? Do not now start coming out about homeless people. Whenever before have you ever cared about homeless people in your tiny little bubbles? That I hate. You got that on the left. Everyone's freaking out
Black
how
Lives Matter.
we're not treating the illegal immigrants, and on the right side, they're like, "What about these people?"
I'm
Shut
telling
the
you,
fuck up.
yeah,
Never
exactly.
cared.
I'm telling you right now, man. It just seemed like it was not too long ago. 6 months.
You're bullshit, Karen. You never cared, ever. We don't want to hear it.
Exactly,
Karen.
Yeah, Karen.
Manager, I want to see the manager haircut. Go away. No, I don't care if your husband's sergeant major. Shut the fuck up.
Fucking Karen.
Fucking Karen. For those playing at the home game, last weekend we had Karen. If you listen to the very beginning of the show, how she sent us a voicemail because somebody called her a troll. We didn't, and she got all mad. She called us saying how we're horrible. U.S. Army, blah 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 blah. I'm sure we'll play that again. But she has refollowed. She unblocked us and actually followed us on Twitter again. I don't want to start fireworks because I don't want to be that guy.
Thank you, Karen, I guess, for following us again.
Thank you, Karen, in case you're listening. We love you.
Because I mean, we get a new follow. That's cool, but
Hell yeah, we're rocking Twitter. Don't forget, we're on all social media: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. We're on Mixer.
Black Lives Matter.
We're on everything. So at WTF Nation Radio, don't forget our partners at U.S. Army WTF Moments, and don't forget, U.S. Space WTF Moments.
Oh my God, those guys are fucking hilarious, dude.
They're awesome. If you have not gone over to that page and liked it, they keep pumping out some pretty funny material, and the best part is, it's possibly true because Space Force.
Space Force, man. They got the streets are.
I will draw a Stetson on my spacesuit.
Yeah. Everybody will be airborne qualified in Space Force because if you have to egress a spacecraft, you have to use a parachute when you get down to your orbital fucking, your landing zones. Sorry, just saying. But no, everyone's fucking like exactly that. Mom, watching the video about black people in Maxine Waters district, they're saying, what the fuck's she doing? Why is she sticking up for illegal immigrants that hasn't done shit for them in her fucking district? Like I'm really telling you, it was 6 to 8 months ago, we were all racist if you were not black because the president didn't give a fuck about blacks. That's what their fucking their fucking line of thinking was. Now, he's fucking the left, the so-called, the so-called banner, the standard bearers for minorities have dissed Americans and American minorities together. Just saying. Just saying. She don't even speak Spanish.
It looks like she's looking grumpier and grumpier every day.
She's getting pissed. Yeah, she's getting like her rhetoric is really fucking.
She's mad because she like nothing's sticking. Like no matter what she does, somehow even CNN, Reuters, Associated Press, or like more turning like saying like, man, she is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like she's not getting the same responses they got in the very beginning of the administration where they're like, we're gonna impeach him, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And now all that impeachment talk has actually been working against them.
Correct.
To the point where everyone thought, blue wave, we're going to take over the midterms, we're going to take over the House and the Senate too easy. Now they're like, shit.
Yeah, now what they're going to fucking...
We might not be able to do this.
Yeah, you ladies need to shut up is what you need to fucking do, Karens. They're a bunch of Karens.
Nancy Pelosi came out and said, we need to pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, we need to kind of stop with the impeachment talk. She said, while the Mueller administration, the Mueller
investigation goes through,
investigation's going on, we need to keep the, it's like more of we're going to scare away, some of the people that might have come back to our side. All we're worrying about is impeachment, not fixing anything, and it's making us look bad. So
well, that's what I'm about to say.
Pelosi has to tell you guys to pull back.
Yeah,
and y'all know you're in trouble.
Did you see the interview, the teleconference she had?
Also voted Gary Johnson when he had the chance.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to be legal already.
Yep, Gary Johnson would have voted, and
Space Force would already be into production
right now. Exactly. And
Aleppo,
what's Aleppo? Because we wouldn't be there.
We wouldn't be in Aleppo because you can't find it on a map because he's too high to get there.
Yeah.
Love that guy. I don't even care.
We're going to take a break. It's already fucking the top of the hour. So everyone shots and refill your beer, take a leak and all sorts of stuff. And we'll be back. Shots.
Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
You say I walk on the truth, but I've not
that you're naked. If you bleed, you won't feel it. You won't see me at all. You can fight, you can hide that you're naked. If you bleed, you won't feel it. You won't see me at all. You can fight, you can hide that you're naked.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
And we're back. Part 2 of the Monday edition with Ice and Flash, broadcasting live from the WTF Nation Functional Veteran Center of Excellence on this 2 July. Hey, Dave, we just pinned a comment in the main page chat because now I got multiple screens and multiple platforms running. Federal taxes for veterans, I think, should be what I tell you what would be the biggest thing that would help a veteran out. Whether it be for a retirement and the tax services of anything. So if you only served 3 years in the military and you were a veteran, then you served. That's it. You get tax-free for life. And if you served longer, then it should be like there should be like additional tax breaks. So if you did 3 years of your enlistment and you finished out, it should be tax-free for life, and then additional stacked incentives to join the military, to be in the military longer after you get out. So if you've been in, 3 years, you already got tax-free for life. You get it 6 years, you get, whatever, or maybe 10 years. You add something to the top of that.
You need to make that incentive to retire.
That's what I'm saying.
That would keep people in. Like, hey, you stay in, not only do you get retired, you don't only you can get a paycheck for the rest of your life, but you also don't have to worry about federal taxes. Hell, at least help me with my state taxes. Sucks.
No, and state taxes too. As a matter of fact, so if you've already served, you already got federal taxes off. Okay, if you're a veteran. However, if you served 20 years and you've been beat the fuck up, because by that point, you're beat the fuck up already. Hell, some kids are beat the fuck up in 3 years, and you're disabled. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're 20% disabled. You're disabled. You're disabled. You're disabled. You're disabled. I don't know how everyone walks around going, well, it's almost like. And you were talking about the veteran kick, how everyone likes to out-veteran each other.
Well, when I was a veteran...
Yeah, exactly.
I brought down a C-47 with my mom.
Yeah, exactly. Or no, they're almost like addicts at sometimes. Well,
I jumped down, did a barrel roll.
Exactly. And bounced back up and caught the airplane. Exactly. Shot a pistol at an airplane, shot it down, and broke both my legs, or a hip replacement, and cracked ribs. I had a heart attack and a lung transplant right there in the drop zone. And
I'm so veteran, I've had 8 ex-wives.
No, that's me.
I know, I was trying to out-veteran you.
But no, that's what I'm saying, though.
It's just looking for Ice ex-wife number 9. If any ladies are.
No, but my point.
Contact Flash. I'm managing his life right now. It's a doozy.
When you know what I'm saying, though, but they're almost like addicts. Veterans try to out-veteran each other when it comes to their disability. Like addicts, what are you in for? Smoking reefers, smacks, black, flag, pole, plastic, whatever the fuck the new terms are for drugs nowadays. And they use that to like out-hype each other, to out-addict each other when it comes to why they're in a facility or why you're in a mental health facility or whatever. Veterans do the same thing. If you're
So Bob is thinking everyone should pay their fair share of taxes. I agree. I should pay none.
yeah, what is considered?
As long as the roads on 95 are still shit with potholes and shit.
Yeah,
No,
Bob, what is considered a fair share? No one has ever been able to answer that in my lifetime, and I'm old. What is fair share?
James is right though. He's bringing up child deductions. Like you get like $2,000 a kid.
Not no more.
I'm
I
almost about to have-
thought the earned income credit went away, or it was diminished or something like that. Or is did it change or something like that?
It changed a little, but you still get like, I still get around like I was talking to my wife because she wants to have another kid. I'm like, and I'm on the fence with it. I'm like, well, it's another tax break, and then she got mad at me.
Well, again,
But still,
you're
it's
thinking
like-
reality. You're thinking about
Yeah.
you're thinking the reality of the kids are
They say
kids
it
are
costs
expensive.
like what $500,000 to raise a kid
Yeah.
to 18 or some shit like
Yeah.
that, or like $1 million or something. You know, I'm just looking out for my own self.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Harley Davidsons with accessories.
About tree fitty. That's a fair share. Thank you. Tree fitty.
So tree fitty, fair share. So I'm saying, or that's what I'm saying. Wasn't Gary Johnson talking about the flat tax anyways?
Yeah.
He was talking about a flat
Gary
tax.
Johnson was a big proponent for the flat tax.
Yeah. Flat tax.
Like,
So
look, I think it was like 25%.
It was 25%
like, no matter
of
what you do.
It's 25%. So it's 25% of what you made, not 25% based on what the income was as far as that a bracket went up. So if you made, you didn't get your entire fucking money. In other words, I see what they're trying to do though. See, knowing how politicians are, they would make it like fucking child support, to where it is one of those things where child support is ridiculous and they overcharge the man, make the man a deadbeat dad pretty much. I mean, there are, and then they wonder why guys can't pay their fucking child support. Same fucking thing.
Katie's agreeing with me. She says it changed, but you still get it. So yeah, I think it changed, but because of what has changed in the new tax in the tax code and everything, it kind of balanced itself out between the trial credit. You still get some back depending on how much you make. I'm in the okay threshold, so I'm looking forward to this tax period should be interesting.
But as I'm saying, everyone should be paying.
Amanda says there is no fair share.
Yeah, exactly. What is the fair share? I want to know what a fair share, and to whose scale is this a sharing of fair that is a fair share of to be said that it's fair to be shared upon?
I think we overcomplicate the shit out of this. I like the flat tax.
Yeah,
15% or 18% or whatever you want to call it.
I'd say 10.
10?
I'd say 10%.
No matter what you do. I made $100. Cool. Give us 10.
Give us
okay,
10.
Here you go.
There you go. And that's it.
I made $1 million. Cool.
Yeah. Everything else is 10.
Thank you.
10% because you're already paying the state taxes and sales taxes on everything else. Everything's already overtaxed upon taxed when it comes to being taxed in a state anyways. As far as like the state itself, like for instance, the sales tax for some states is like 6%, some of it's 8%. You know what I mean? So it varies in different states.
But see, I can dig that. You're like, hey, if I don't buy that, I won't have to pay that. What I also hate is property taxes. And Virginia is one of those ones that's just like every time Mark Warner or Tim Kaine come on and they're trying to, because they're all emboldened now because they're all running for re-election and shit. And like, oh, we need to do this, that, and the other. I'm like, hey, when are you gonna get rid of income taxes? And they all like I've got them. We're like, oh, ask us anything. And then I'm like, hey, what are you gonna do with property taxes? And they're like, and then all of a sudden crickets. I'm like, mm-hmm. That's another one I can see go away. How are you going to charge me for me owning something? To me, that's I'm paying for this. Why are you?
No, you've already paid the sales tax to buy what you bought, and now every year
I buy a house, and then you're going to make me pay you.
Exactly.
Like a lot of these houses that are like in the for a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath with maybe like a half an acre, you're looking at like mid 350K or something. And you're looking at like $3,000 a year in taxes. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're gonna pay for fucking taxes. Yeah, you're gonna pay for taxes of what?
Rest for saying taxation is theft.
It is because you've already bought something like a house. I think
coming out. Taxation is theft. Damn it.
Yeah, taxation without representation.
James is saying a national sales tax. I can dig that. Look, if you're going to say, hey, you have to pay an extra 5% on this Butterfinger. If I don't want the Butterfinger, I ain't going to eat the Butterfinger.
Yeah, exactly.
It's personal choice. It comes with it. But don't tax me on shit because, and see, that's why biggest problem I have with Obamacare is like you have to pay a tax penalty if you don't have buy our insurance. For fuck's sake.
That's what my point. My point is that. My point is the fact that freaking I have to pay for my vehicle when I buy it. And then before I re-register that vehicle that I've already paid taxes on, I have to pay an assessed tax by the state for registering my vehicle. And that's the majority of some of the states anyways in the East. You pay exactly that. Tennessee, the same stuff. It's like fucking crazy shit.
Damn it, you volunteer to live there. That's why it's a volunteer state.
No,
I'm full of bad puns today.
They call it like the voles or some shit, and is that what they're called? They're called, isn't that called the voles, the volunteers, or something like that?
Yep, volunteers.
Volunteers.
Can't make you live here.
Yeah, exactly. They got that bright orange tea. Is that what it is? That's their school or something like that.
Yeah, I made a guy in front of me on Facebook because he was a diehard Tennessee Volunteers fan, and the Georgia Bulldogs whipped the shit out of him, and he had been trash talking me the whole time. And then we beat the hell out of him. So I wait to the end of the game to start trash talking because why not? And then all of a sudden, you're being mean. And he literally said, "You're being mean," and then unfriended me. I'm like, all right, cool, bye bye. Yeah. I like to stay around the 500 friend threshold because I figure I only know 500 people well enough to say they're my friends.
Are you going off?
Anytime I go over more, I purge.
You're going off some sort of tax bracket or something like that?
If I haven't talked to you if I haven't had an interaction with you at least 10% of the year, then you're gone.
Exactly, you're gone or whatever.
That's a Facebook tax. And, you know, if I interact with you 10%,
don't even say that. Don't even say Facebook tax. Motherfuckers will tax you. You imagine motherfuckers trying to tax you for Facebook? They almost tried to make you pay for it back in the day.
Yeah, that would have gone quick. Everyone would be back to MySpace. Tom would be over there like, "Come on in. We ain't got no taxes here." I don't know why all of a sudden it became Southerner, but I started wearing the Stetson.
I was about to say, dude, you got your Stetson on. So, come on, Leroy, come on down. You only have Facebook, going down to MySpace. Yo.
We left your pages the same way they were. You learn how to do codes thanks to MySpace.
Exactly. We never.
I had a girlfriend who pimped out my page. She's like, and she did all this stuff. You can change it. You have to do. I'm like, what the hell did you do? It sparked. And then Facebook came out and it looked a lot simpler. I didn't have to do shit with codes.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, we totally went off the rails on that one. But no, they're going back to the veteran thing.
I reimagined Tom as a Southerner making moonshine with like missing teeth or something.
And going yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Calm down.
But the thing is that we if you're a veteran and you've served, then that should be it. You've served your time. Now I'm talking like a fucking. You served your time. You get your life is tax free. Your life, like Armageddon. You know when he's like, I want to be tax free and pay no more taxes, and the guy's like, life.
We don't want to pay taxes
for life
ever.
Yeah, exactly. So that if you served, that's what you should be. Hey, look, that means anybody can be Space Force. Don't be dissing anybody. But I would definitely take it. You know, so the whole thing. What's up, Alexandra? What's up, Rundy? What's up?
Well, howdy, everybody.
Everyone's like throwing
our new people joining us from the interwebs of Mixer, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook. We love you guys.
Oh wow, I don't even
listening on the TuneIn app.
I don't even have my fucking Mixer thingy open. Let me jump on the Mixer now. Shit.
Hey, don't forget if you shows, you can go to WTFNationRadio.com or iTunes, and you can download them there and re-listen to the madness over and over and over again.
All right.
How to get that plug in there? I had a little check mark that says "Do shameless plug beginning."
Yeah, you have to have the shameless plugins.
It's done.
You have to. Shameless plugins.
My soul approved. Is dirty now.
Exactly.
It's a necessary evil, and don't forget to show some love to U.S. Army WTF moments. If you haven't, they're on everything as well. Sometimes they're not as cool as us, but whatever.
Well, we are the voice of U.S. Army WTF moment, so it's kind of hard. We're kind of cool hand in hand type shit. But no, again, veteran, you served your time, you fucking did your shit, tax free for life. That's the way it should be. Period. You should not have to worry about anybody.
See, I think if you retire, you get the tax free.
What?
I think maybe they make a veteran bracket, like, hey, you don't get more than like they do with your student loans and credit cards, where it's like you get the veteran relief where you get like capped at 6%. I think maybe if you serve, you get like a cap.
So like
you're a veteran.
So if you're a veteran and you serve between this many years and that many years, then that should be your bracket. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like it's like, hey, if you served, you get the for this example, let's say you get your tax at 6% across the board for being a veteran and everything. If you retire, do your 20 years or, yeah, your 20 years or whatever. I don't know if they say the same for the Reserve or National Guard, but for, let's just say, active duty for this matter, you do your 20 years and you retire, then you're out of the 6% bracket and you're in the I don't pay shit because I've gave 20 years to get my ass kicked and my body is broken.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's fair.
Shit like that. Like
Yeah,
that to
that's
me,
fair.
that seems a little more fair because I have no
Yeah.
problem. Like I have no problem paying my fair share of taxes. I do hate it when I get somebody like Bernie Sanders who says I don't pay enough, which then I'm like, shut your face. I have a family.
Yeah.
I have a family. I have
Bernie
2
Sanders,
jobs.
dude, he's out of control, bro, when it comes to the tax shit.
Well, I mean, he's led way for the Democratic Socialists, which they're like, it's not real. It's not like full blown socialists. I'm like, oh,
No, we're just
it's
gonna
like not
take.
being a full blown racist.
We're just gonna
You
take
can
all.
halfway it.
Yeah, we're just gonna take all your money.
That's a great economy there.
Yeah,
They'd be ashamed if somebody socialist it.
Exactly. Everybody deserves to pay more taxes.
Hey, but if you're out there and you feel that we should pay more taxes, WTF Nation, then feel free to write a bigger check and go, hey, government, go ahead and keep. For the rest of us,
I think
I'm good with paying my fair share.
I think we just
don't want to pay for other people.
We had this discussion in the office at at the WTF Nation Center of Excellence. We had this discussion that how every time you file taxes, there's that little block that they always ask you, do you wish to donate to the whatever party you want to donate to every time you file? This should be the same way for the wall. Would you like to file? Would you like to donate your money to the wall and have the taxpayers fund it, where it goes specifically to the taxpayer? It's being tax funded, right? It's funded by the taxpayers, so you have a little check mark that says yes, build the wall.
Dude, Rundy is lost. Like Rundy, he says, I'm on leave in Illinois right now, and these ass clowns, on top of all the millions they make off of tolls, are trying to up gas yet again to pay off road work. Know where all the money is being dumped? Government-funded public services for millions of non-English speaking Mexicans and dumb white girls who have kids they can't afford. Maybe not the most tactful way of saying it.
No,
but
just
true.
we don't censor shit. WTF Nation Radio, man. You.
Hey, I read it as I saw it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you say,
work
man.
on your structure a little bit because it hurt me a little bit as a writer. But other than that, he's got a point.
It says, and then Rundy, like I said, and most of it, 99% of the Army is a socialized welfare system. Think about what they wanted to do with fucking all they wanted to do with Obamacare or the what do they call that? What was it called? The ACA. What was it called? It was like fucking the Affordable Care Act. That's all it was taking your money that you had to pay a fine for if you didn't have insurance that you mandatorily had to pick. You are forced to pay a tax for not picking in health insurance, for not picking it.
Hey, boom. And Katie agrees with me 100%. Someone with 4 years or whatever in shouldn't reap the same reward as someone who has spent their life in service. I 100% agree with you.
Yep.
Like, I'm all for going, hey, if you've kicked ass and you've done your enlistment and you've got an honorable discharge, there's the little thing, honorable discharge, fuckers. Here you go. You're capped at you pay 6%, and you're good to go. And there you go. If you retire, nothing.
A lot of the taxes,
100%
though,
agree with you, Katie.
But a lot of the taxes, that the reason why their fines are being increased is to fucking support the bloated fucking bureaucracies they have to run these things. You know what I mean? I can honestly say that someone would say that you, like, for instance, look, everybody knows that there's a big argument going on about abolishing ICE. I'll be honest with you, and this is no shit.
Well, we can't get rid of you.
No. I'm talking about the Immigration and Customs.
I know.
Enforcement.
Come on.
I mean, yeah, we can't get rid of me. No matter how hot it gets, I'm not melting. The fucking Immigration Customs Enforcement was put together that was derived from the Border Patrol. That was created the Department of Homeland Security back in 2002, which is not that long. I mean, it's like kind of old. It's not even old. So we can go back and abolish ICE and go back to the way we were, which was La Migra, the Border Patrol. Immigration didn't give a flying fuck about anything. They grabbed you, nabbed you, and you were deported, and you were done. There was no courts. There was no nothing. You were up and out. If you want to abolish ICE, and that's what you want, because ICE was established during of course, nobody wanted to get accused of being a racist for Muslims coming into the country. That's why it was created. So that way we gave everybody a fair shot, because there were some individuals that probably were, well-deserved, coming from political asylum seekers that needed to give asylum to. Some foreign nations or some foreign nationals that helped us in our spy operations or military assistance, whatever, or helped our government doing whatever, or business partners, and then now they're getting persecuted, like legit asylum seekers, then I could totally see that. But now you're talking about abolishing the entire system in itself, then fine. If you're going to remember what it replaced. Now I could see trimming it down, and I could see removing some of it. Like, I was shocked when the TSA became part of DHS and they weren't sworn officers. I didn't know that they weren't. I thought they were. I thought when a TSA person said something to you, it was as if a Leo would have said something to you. And then you're starting to see how they are working and how they are. They get limited training. They're not really professionalized. They're almost hired on as security personnel, and that's it. Limited. I mean, there was no backing. That's what I thought my tax dollars was going to go to creating this giant bloviated fucking headquarters called the Department of Homeland Security.
Well, Rundy's right. Some taxes are necessary, like basic community services, public works, fire, police. You're exactly right, and we're not saying like,
but that's what the sales
we're not
tax
here
would
to
go
say
for.
get rid of all taxes or anything. It's understanding that there's just you overtax. If you overtax your people because you cannot handle the government right, then we get into the situation we are now, where we're trying to tax our way. I forget which politician said it. We're trying to tax our way out of debt. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, Rundy. I bet if USAREC were to meet their quota with that selling point, we want you to not pay taxes.
You know what? I hope they're not listening. I don't want to do their job for you.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Them. Even though I kind of keep trolling the Sergeant Major USAREC on Twitter. Well, because after all some of the posts they put, all the stuff they came out about, people and soldiers, their soldiers and family time and stuff like that, and I see all these things of him spend time with. Don't worry, Sergeant Major. I see you.
It double posts. It's doing that because we have double posts going. Remember I told you we were trying some new tech?
New tech.
Some new tech, so that way we can give you guys a more stimulating listening experience. And
damn it, Ross.
Yeah, we're trying to, trying to make sure that when you post something in one chat, we got to post in another chat. We got another post in another chat, and another post in another chat. So, anyways.
There's a lot of people to talk to. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, no, we love it. No, please keep the dialogue going. But no, if you want it to go back, that's where our tax money was going. It's going to those big ass headquarters that everyone's talking about. Like I said, you want to abolish ICE, you want to abolish the DHS. I thought there was already a system in place before the Department of Homeland Security, which I guess you're trying to get different stovepipes into one, to one headquarters. That's fine. Learning that the FBI and the CIA and local law enforcement didn't work together as it is, then I could see probably creating that. But man, it did just get too fucking big. You know what I mean? It just got way too big. But anyhow, what was that other thing we were going to talk about?
Well, here, I'm gonna. I guess I'll move us away as I adjust my Stetson because it's been a second since I've worn it. Hell yeah, I'm wearing it. I love my Stetson. I just don't I don't wear it very often because I'm not in cab anymore. I don't want to be one of those guys that walks around in a Stetson. There's one or two of those guys around in my county, and I see them just like, dude, it's not even Veterans Day. What are you doing? Like, I got you, but it takes all I have not to send a picture to a U.S. Army WTF moment. Cool. So I got this story that I had to reread a couple of times. It's from Newsweek. Iran general says Israel behind climate change and is stealing clouds. No shit. Tom O'Connor on today at 3:20 p.m. wrote this, published a story. An Iranian general has accused Israel, because Iran is has such integrity and credibility. An Iranian general has accused Israel of causing climate change in the revolutionary Shiite Muslim Republic by stealing the water out of the clouds passing over the Mediterranean. I'm gonna read it again, but I want you to soak that in, because This is a real story. This isn't like on some random site, or this isn't from like The Onion. This is Newsweek, like Shazam. And in the revolutionary Shiite Muslim Brigadier General, I'm going to botch this, so I apologize if you're listening. Golom says,
Don't apologize to his ass.
Well, I don't like messing up people's names. See, I'm like we covered last week. I'm not as savage as Jay Reddy, so like I still like trying to do things right and just say, fuck it. Brigadier General, what's his nuts? Head of Iran's Civil Defense Organization revealed the charges during an agricultural conference in the capital of Tehran. He claimed Iranian scientific centers have proven that Israel and an unnamed neighboring country were secretly cooperating to extract the moisture out of clouds bound to pass over Iran, thus robbing the country of rain and snow. Dear God, if you could figure it out, please let us know, because California could use it, and so could some of those states out there, and they can just grab all the moisture out of the clouds and be done with it. Quote, joint teams from Israel and one of the neighboring countries make the clouds entering into Iran barren. Moreover, we are faced with the cases of cloud theft and snow theft, the general said, according to a translation reported by Iran's semi-official Tasnim news agency of comments featuring by the Iranian student news agency. The official further cited a recent 4-year study showing that all the highlands exceedingly roughly 7,200 feet extending from Afghanistan to the Mediterranean have received a snowfall except Iran, because you have a bullshit country. That's why. This is real things, folks. I don't understand why we're so worried about Iran. They're more worried about Israel stealing their cloud moisture.
I hope it does. I hope they do. I'll feed it. I'll feed the trolls.
No snow for you guys.
No snow. I'll help feed those trolls. Yeah, fuck yeah. And we help them. How about that? They not only was it stealing the clouds, but we helped facilitate that. We packed them all in C-17s and we put them in an airfield, and we released them somewhere else.
The general's claims were quickly contradicted, however, by the Director General of the Weather Forecast and Early Warning Office at the official Iran
Yeah, so it's basically
meteorological organization.
Yeah, so there's they have a general for clouds. They have a weather general. They have a weather general. Think about that. They have a weather general.
See, they had Stratoforce, and we're gonna have Space Force.
That's right. They have.
Fuck your atmosphere.
They're part of the 1st Cumulus Division. And don't fuck with their special Cirrus forces.
I'm going to make it hail, motherfuckers.
Exactly.
He said that he was confused as to the source material that the general was referencing to, and asserted that the entire region was being affected by a drought, not just Iran. Quote, perhaps they have documents in this regard, and I'm not in the pipeline, but based on our information, there is no possibility that a country will steal snow or clouds, Yafif told the Iranian Students News Agency in a follow-up piece, adding that if it was possible for a country to steal clouds, the U.S. would not be suffering from its own water shortages, because Washington would just steal it from other countries in its vapor form.
Oh my God!
We're not just going to take your oil. We want your clouds too.
We want your clouds, bitches. We want your clouds.
Suck it, Iran.
Oh man, great clouds.
Yeah,
yay!
I think we have a great cloud on our team.
Oh my God, I can't. So there's a massive conspiracy going on. We need to call up Alex Jones and say, hey, do you know about the Jews taking the clouds? Do you know about this man? Exactly. He'd be like, the Jews are trying to take clouds again.
What they don't mention is this scientist guy was probably killed right after this piece came out.
Yeah, for correcting the boss.
He warned that raising such issues not only fails to solve any of our problems, but distract us from finding the correct solution, emphasizing that these discussions were best held in a scientific environment, meaning stay in your lane, sir. Iran and Israel are currently at odds over Iran's alleged nuclear activities and the civil war in Syria, where Iran has helped Syrian President Bashar al-Assad overcome a 2011 uprising backed by the West, Turkey, West meaning, President Obama was like, hey, go for it. Turkey, and Gulf Arab states, and has deployed Shiite Muslim militias that Israel has accused of damaging its national security and bomb. The general's theory on the alleged links between Iran's climate change and the enemy action has previously voiced by former Iranian President Hamad. Dear God, I hate saying his name.
Ahmadinejad.
Yeah. See, I need the phonetic for this. The conservative leader, known for pushing a number of conspiracy theories, said during a 2012 speech that Iran's growing drought was partly due to partly unintentional due to industry and partly intentional as a result of enemy destroying the clouds moving towards our country. And this
enemy
is
clouds.
A war, enemy clouds.
These Zionist enemy clouds. Exactly.
See, we have the missile shield and like Korea stuff now.
And now we have enemy clouds. Now we have the roaming enemy clouds.
Fuck you, Syria! No clouds for you.
we have
our
told
clouds have no moisture. They're gonna drop bombs.
We have told our clouds to move away. Actually, all those clouds covering the rest of the countries are America's clouds, and we just want them back.
Former president said, "I feel that the world arrogance and colonization by using their technologies are affecting the environment situation in Iran." He added, "Other aspects of Iran's military have gotten involved in an attempt to reverse the effects of drought in the country." The Tasnim news agency reported earlier this month that the Air Force, the Iranian Minister of Energy, in cloud seeding operations.
They need to call Lando. Sorry.
I'm just. How do you take these guys serious?
You can't take them seriously, dude, because the enemy
I'm gonna read
clouds.
that again.
These Zionist lion Christian clouds
of elite Revolutionary Guards had assisted the Iranian Minister of Energy in cloud seeding operation, and that the ground forces were assisting in various infrastructure projects aimed at supply water to Iran's arid and semi-arid regions. Iran is also a signatory to the Paris Climate Agreement, which every sovereign nation in the world has recognized, with the exception of the U.S. President Donald Trump announced last June that he was, well, we know that. He abandoned that, said, screw it. So, yeah, that's the world we live in today, is cloud seeding. Rundy said cloud tax coming into a country near you.
Oh, my God.
We're going to be taxing the clouds.
Enemy clouds are coming. Oh, the enemy clouds! We're trying to take our Zion clouds back.
Man, damn it says that you've been listening to the Alex Jones too much.
No, we're making fun of Alex Jones.
Someone sounds like they've been listening to Alex. We can't help it. The man is everywhere.
Yeah,
and he says stupid things. We can't help but go, well, I'm getting another drink.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, fucking
gay frogs and the Democrats going to start a civil war on the 4th of July when
I can hear your butt.
Where more gun-toting rednecks are actually gun-toting.
That's funny. I hear your bottles.
And the Democrats are going to go, hey, today's the day we do a civil war.
We're going to throw some gay frogs at you too.
Gay frogs, damn it, it's all yours.
Oh man. No, man, we're just taking in the news as we hear it and making fun of it.
Wow, thank you, Spanky.
Yeah.
Yes, Amanda, that was a real article.
Dirt my clouds. Dirt.
Newsweek is, or something like that. It's a cloud tax. Thank you, Christopher.
Oh my God, I think it's fucking hilarious.
That sounds like something like North Korea would blame the U.S. and Japan and stuff. They've been stealing clouds.
Dude,
they get so much rain there anyways.
I was about to say, did you kind of hear like the North Koreans are not really abiding by their agreement of what they said they were going to do about denuclearization? Did you hear about that?
Yes, it has come out in several pictures. There's a lot of things that have to go with that. Like,
what if we're wrong?
Come out.
I'm an optimist. So what if the pictures are wrong?
What if they are? My problem right now. Okay, so they've said they are committed to doing it, but there's no agreement to do it yet. And I think it's what people aren't understanding. Yes, I would hope they would be smart enough to not be doing stuff with nuclear stuff, knowing that they're about to get a shit ton of relief from all these sanctions and everything like that. They would be able to do trade again with China, because even China's backed down their stuff, which is honestly their main supplier of trade. Like, everyone in that region has kind of clamped down over the last year. I would think Korea would not be that stupid. But then again, there is no bond. All it was a, hey, show of faith. Hey, we won't do any more exercises right yet. You guys kind of chill it out. And so far, North Korea has done some things to chill it out. They did not do their rally to say, deaf to America, we hate them. That whole, like, their normal, like, Mardi Gras day. They actually skipped it, which is like a big deal. Like, that's their big propaganda day. So, I mean, I saw the pictures. Honestly, I'm not a scientist. I don't know exactly what those are. The media thinks it is. We'll have to see what happens. But again, we don't have a binding agreement. Hopefully the next time they talk, there'll be more of a, you will not do X, Y, and Z, and we agree to do X, Y, and Z, and then we actually have something where then I can be all up in arms. Right now, I'm sitting here going, cool, let's see what happens in the next meeting, because right now it's not a great show of faith, but then again, they've done stuff to show faith. I don't know. It's a very touch and go situation. I really wish the media would stop, they're always like the president, like already with the Donald Trump plans on meeting President Putin in Finland. I think it's Finland. Yeah, I think Finland.
Yeah, they're talking about the
and
health.
They're like, and he's already lost the summit, and they're 2 weeks out. And
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
just thinking to myself, going,
Dude's
how?
not even fucking talking to anybody yet.
They're gonna talk.
There was
How?
there was another news outlet. I think it was HLN, the headline, whatever, or was it CNN? Anyways, because I scan all the news things, because like I said, every time I try to catch something that doesn't sound like it's too fucking crazy, but it ends up being that way. Saying something that they're to compare notes.
They're gonna go talk. Hey, so how are you controlling your media? Oh, you're killing people.
Oh, you're giving a polonium.
How do I
There you
How do I get rid of Nancy Pelosi? Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get her arrested.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that how you handle your government? Yeah.
Get Nancy Pelosi arrested.
Yeah, exactly.
You got covered everything.
Yeah.
How do I get rid of the gay frauds? How do I do that? Do you have gay frauds in Russia? Alex Jones is always in the office talking about gay fraud.
How do you control
No?
your clouds? Because our clouds aren't listening to us. They keep going.
How
to
are
Iran.
you guys stealing clouds from Czechoslovakia? How is that going on? What about Ukraine? Are you stealing clouds from them too?
Helsinki, right?
Can I use that in Chrome, or is that Internet Explorer? How you still?
Exactly. Is it iCloud or
I'm
is
gonna
it
make that
Zion
game.
Cloud?
Like, someone needs to make that app.
Is that what
called
I in the
Steal
iCloud?
Cloud.
Yeah, is that what I?
Cloud stealing.
Cloud stealer. Is that what I in the iCloud means for? It means Israel cloud. Is that what that means?
Ooh, we just cracked the code.
Oh my God. Hey, shut
Gotta
up.
be
We're not
careful now.
we're not
Illuminati
anti-Semitic.
could-
We just have a sense of humor. Just to knock this fucking anyways.
Wait, who?
No, I could just see it now. People, because we have so many fucking platforms to listen to. I'm waiting for an email to come swinging, flying out fucking nowhere, saying that we're an anti-Semitic freaking group of people. Even though we have everybody of under the sun working for us. So I'm just want to make sure that we got that covered. The butthurtness is real lately. Everything's so butthurtness. Everyone gets getting crazy about some chick shooting a giraffe. I didn't even know that was even worth eating a giraffe to shoot it. Or else I'd be shooting it. You know what I mean? And was it ironic that Toys R Us completely went out of business, and then there's a picture of a lady with a giraffe?
Well, the picture is kind of old. So one, my wife actually started tearing up a little bit when they closed out, because they went to a Toys R Us and with my daughter, and like they bought a couple of things because it was like 99% off and shit like that, and she felt bad because she's like, the same thing with like with circuses, that the Ringling Brothers are gone, and like my little.
That's good though. I don't care about circuses.
But there was a picture of the giraffe, the Toys R Us mascot giraffe, and then it had the Infinity Wars thing, like,
Yes.
I don't feel so good. He's disappeared.
Yes.
I said to my wife, and she got so
Yes.
upset she hit me.
Yeah, exactly.
So the giraffe story, what people understand, see, it goes back to our conversation about people only, their responses are only emotional. No, I do not like animals like giraffes and rhinos and shit like that, because my emotional response is, oh, they're giraffes. When you actually read the story, while it is cool that it's a black giraffe and everything, it's an old giraffe. It actually had killed three bulls already. And that because the old giraffe is not in mate. So that what happens in in the world of giraffes and other animals is that usually the alpha male, the dominant bull, gets mating rights with all the chicks. Now, if the dominant bull, who still is able to kick a lot of ass, can't actually get it on with the female giraffes, the population doesn't replenish, hence the population goes down, hence we lose giraffes. So what a lot of these South Africa, along with other countries in Africa, have done is, hey, look, if rich assholes want to pay a shit ton of money to go shoot a big animal, they don't just go, oh, pick that, that one, shoot that one. They actually go, we got one just for you. So this giraffe, while it is sad that especially a cool looking and big, cool looking giraffe like this had to go, this rich family shit ton out her ass to do this. It was selected because this bull has been killing other bulls that were able to mate and produce baby giraffes.
So it's almost like how
it's conservation effort.
It's conservation effort, correct?
It makes you
correct.
Ross says Jeffrey Giraffe, R.I.P.
Yeah, exactly.
It is conservation efforts because the meat. So they got about 3,000 pounds of meat off this giraffe that goes to a lot of the local villages because these rich white folks ain't gonna take it with them.
No, exactly.
We know that. So the meat goes to the villagers. You've now helped. It's kind of like in Georgia where back in the 90s they were having a big die out of white-tailed deer because they weren't killing enough of them and they were eating.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why they've upped the tags. So in Georgia, you can kill a shit ton of whitetails.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now it's increased anymore, but it's increased anymore because everyone's so anti-gun and anti-fucking hunting that the animals that were usually kept down by hunting have now flourished. I read about that article.
So now for the giraffe, while it's the opposite, killing this giraffe not only netted the conservation efforts a lot of money, but it also helps save. So these bulls can actually have get it up without giraffe Viagra can now actually go and make baby giraffes and not have to worry about getting killed by this big old son of a bitch. Now,
James,
so
is the meat taxed?
It's called a giraffe tax.
It's the giraffe. It's the Toys R Us tax.
It's the Toys R Us. But I mean, Adam Ruins Everything. I guess for me gives the best explanation for it in a bite-sized form. You can find it on YouTube. If I find it in the next couple minutes, I will send it up there. But it's he talks about conservation efforts and how this actually goes. They're able to pay farmers not to push, because what's happening is farming in Africa is pushing a lot of these animals out of their natural habitat. So by being able to pay the farmers, hey, you let them live here. Here you go. Here's some more money. It becomes a better business for these farmers in those countries to have the animals live on their land than not. And also because of that, it helps. It makes the animals more valuable to the farmers, and it deters poaching because then the farmers are like, no, if you start killing off these giraffe that live here, then I'm not going to get as much money as I usually do. It's a whole big thing, but again, yes, the emotional response sucks. There we go. The emotional response sucks, and it makes me feel bad that animals, these animals would. Oh, turn off you.
Was that a Toys R Us commercial?
It started to sound like it was. It sucks that animals like these like giraffe and elephants and whatchamacallem and like lions and stuff are they go. So I'm posting. It's a nice way. They do it in a funny way, but it's a nice bite-sized way of how it's pinned up in the comments. But it's a good bite size of how why this is good. Now again, it sucks. I'm kind of soft-hearted. I'm not Jay Reddy. Jay Reddy would be like, kill them all, fuck them elephants,
and fuck them too.
But it does more for the overall population.
No, you're right. No, but it's true though. It's like how. Look, since we're talking about
you seen some of these responses of people on this, like, you should hang her by, you should hunt her. Like,
yeah, exactly, dude. You're. Wait a minute. Look, if you are actually going out and complaining about that right there, that act of conservation, like Holly said in the chat, The meat was donated. So it wasn't like it was a kill and then that was it.
It's not like they wasted it. That's one
exactly.
thing I can't stand is when you see like 3/4 of a deer on the side of the road because somebody just shot it, like cut its head off, and just so they can hang it on their wall.
The rack,
and call
yeah,
it
exactly.
Like that kind of stuff that pisses me off. Like that's not hunting. Like when I learned to hunt, my uncle, he he taught me to skin it right there, how to get all the meat off it. We ate it, we cooked it up right there. I learned the value of, if you're going to kill an animal, you need to use all of it instead of just like, all right, draft's gone, bye-bye.
You eat what you kill, exactly. Well, I'm honest with you. Since we're going to have this soft civil war, there's also plenty of soft hunting going on because if there's a bear or something, that's why you're hearing more about, I never heard about cougar attacks and shit like that when I was a kid, or bear attacks or deer overpopulation when I was a kid, because everyone was fucking hunting. You know what I mean? Everyone went out and did the hunt, and when they did the hunt, they got the tags, and we dressed the animal, and that was it. There was no issue with growing up when it came. But then again, grew up doing the plain frontier years and shit, so it's different times.
Katie says black giraffes matter.
Oh my God, no, they're being separated from their parents. That's why. Remember, they don't care about black giraffes or black lives. They're more worried about immigrants.
The Democrat giraffes don't care.
Exactly.
They want to make them an example. No, that's me. That's not right. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Dead.
Like, picture, it is a monstrous animal. It's awesome that it got that old. It's awesome that it was able to live to the point where it can no longer get it up without giraffe Viagra, and is still killing the shit out of all these other bulls.
That's why he was killing other bulls, because he couldn't get it up.
It's like, honestly, it's the ice of the giraffe world.
What are you talking about? I still get it. What do you mean it's like the ice of the giraffe world? I'm going on wife number 10 and shit, and you're talking about, I still produce children's.
That's why you keep getting divorced.
I don't know.
Yeah, a blue pill.
Whatever.
but that giraffe was still killing the shit out of people, or like killing the shit out of other giraffes. Like it was like, hey, I want to get some. Hell no, wham!
Exactly.
Giraffes fight. They literally take their heads and they like whip their necks like a giant.
Dude. It's like a giant headbutt. Exactly.
A wrecking ball on their head, just like with those little stubby horns, and whip this shit and break each other's necks and shit.
Spanky said that cougars attack in sports bars outside of major posts, which is true.
You see them everywhere.
Sometimes
you'll see the Pentagon.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, the Pentagon
see him
especially.
He doesn't have a ring on.
Oh yeah, exactly. So, yeah, exactly.
And Katie says, "Why are you worried about the homeless giraffes
That's
here?"
bullshit. Exactly. Or veteran drafts. What's up with that? That's some bullshit. That is straight bullshit.
Going to war, damn it.
Exactly. I'm going to out veteran draft you. So, hey, it's already the top of the next hour. So, yeah. And I'm still not reading fucking. Yeah. Exactly. So we're going to take a break and everybody get some shouts. And then we'll see you in a sec.
Your eyes, if you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media portray me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat, they spew evil words. A few are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
took that man's life with my own eyes and seen him die with my own hand. Situations you or I, Army voluntary suicide. For the mission, lost my wife, cause my mind's a blurry vision. Fuck it, who am I? Millions of people die cause of fucking religion. Fuck yo, got fuck the flock, and most of all, motherfuckers children. That blast blew me on my ass. I cried as women and babies were burning. Individual livelihood surviving through those people hurting. I gave my life to pay the price and say goodnight to the nightmares that haunt me till the day my soul has lost its light. 20 years old, popping shots for Uncle Sam, couldn't even drink legally, but I got all this blood on my hands.
Hungry for another taste. You stumble around the time you waste, and your table's overturned. Sooner or later you crash, then you burn. I think I wanna die tomorrow. And are you gonna be with me? I think I wanna die tomorrow, 'cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. The simple ways come and go. Still I love the way you turn me on. But I just can't find the words, 'cause everything I say sounds so absurd. I think I wanna die tomorrow. Die on a breathing man. I think I wanna die tomorrow. 'Cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. But it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing that I can't let go. I think I wanna live tomorrow. So will you come and breathe with me? Think I wanna live tomorrow. Die on a breathe with me. Think I wanna live tomorrow. 'Cause I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you need. I don't care about my heart. Just instead of watching bleed. I don't wish upon a star. 'Cause I don't care who you are. I'm out of time and I'm out of my mind. You can't save me if I can't save me, and you won't follow if I keep falling in, and you won't listen to what I'm saying, 'cause I'm so broke.
The bitches, they love visuals. can't be distracted. What's going on with the war? What's wrong with the economy? Stop worrying about that. I got that under control. Let's focus on space, nigga. The United States of space.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Because I ain't stopping at the moon. Write this down. M-A-R-S. Mars, bitches. That's where we are going. Mars. Red Rocks.
Yay, yay. The voice of Army. WTF Moments. The WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Title or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back. Part 3 of the Monday edition, broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence. WTF Nation Radio, 2 July 2018. God, it's already 2 July. Holy crap. Unreal. So,
yeah, the year's gone by kind of fast already.
Dude, I was about to say.
It's already July.
Yeah, it's already fucking July.
The 7th month.
The 7th month. I thought you were about ready to go into a Beowulf tale or something like that.
Man, you know, I had to memorize one of those one of the stories out of Beowulf for a drama monologue thing. I used to know it, but I don't anymore.
Yeah, so I was fighting sea monsters, and but anyways, yeah. Thank you for joining us, guys and gals. I know there's some individuals that left before. Rundy, hey, thanks for stopping by. I know you said you were done cleaning out your truck, so so appreciate you guys joining us today and providing you all the comments in all of our chats on Facebook Live on both the main page and U.S. Army WTF Moments, the radio WTF Nation Radio Facebook page, and Mixer, and wow, God, and Periscope. Thank you guys for joining us on Periscope on the Twitterlings. So we're broadcasting everywhere, man. We're like all over this bitch. Unreal. Hang on, let me do another number there. Are we still up on Periscope? Yeah, we're up on Periscope. We are broadcasting just fine. Don't know how many viewers we got, but hey, thanks for y'all joining. Don't
forget, you can listen to us on WTFNationRadio.com, the TuneIn app, and you can re-listen to all our great shows from anytime on the website, or you can go to iTunes, look up WTF Nation Radio, and you can download the podcast and re-listen to all the kookiness.
And we also got Google Play. Oh, bro, Google Play. Google Play as well, and iTunes.
We're on Google Play now?
Yeah. So
awesome.
You could
and we might be expanding a little more into Instagram. We're still working out the details on that cool stuff. So
are we still
lots of great stuff.
We're talking about doing Snaps or Snapchat or something like that.
Dear God,
I hope so. I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no. Snapchat is that's like the basic bitch fucking. That's like the snaps. I don't
want to get a bunch of dick pics from everybody.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm worried about. Is like all
exactly.
of a sudden like Amanda and Katie are sending dick pics and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want that. It's scary. Or Jay Reddy starts sending dick pics on our Snapchat.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next thing you know, we're like,
then
what the
we have
fuck
to
is this?
identify whose penis this is.
Yes, exactly. Whose penis?
I don't want to play whose penis is this.
Whose penis? So hey, in other news, what were we gonna talk about? There was another issue that was up on the.
I have to look back because we kind of like our first hour we covered a bunch, and then we covered. Let's see. Oh, don't forget the another guy wearing a Stetson, the Antifa vet.
Yeah. That's what we want to talk about. That's who we're going to talk about. Yeah. So there's a movement currently out right now out on the West Coast. A guy who was wounded in combat. That's why we were talking. That was the joke.
His Stetson looks like shit.
Yeah, that's why the joke of how we can out-veteran each other does not mean you can be a complete dick and then get away with the veteran card because you're a veteran. And that's the issue. The issue is that there's this guy, Sergeant Braddock was the guy's name. That's like Missing in Action, Chuck Norris character from the 80s. Braddock, Missing in Action too. So this dude is an Antifa guy. Like, no shit, he is part of the Portland fucking Antifa crew hippie space force, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, Matt Braddock was reportedly facing several years in prison after the counter protests against the Patriot Prayer that we were talking about that happened in Portland. And he's facing charges of assault, 3 robbery, and is currently being held at the Multnomah County Justice Center in downtown Portland. Now, what the hippies are saying is that he's being targeted for his vocal stance against street intimidation and anti-immigration hate-mongering of the right-wing extremist groups. And the Vancouver base. I didn't know that Vancouver base was Vancouver-based. Patriot Prayer. I didn't know that was Vancouver-based. Matt is a veteran of the United States Army and lost his left leg in his first tour of Iraq. And Matt has dedicated his life to standing up to oppression and racism. We hope to get Matt's back in demand if they drop the charges and free Matt. Hashtag free Matt. And of course, they got a fundraiser for Antifa. Antifa Matt. So ICE is too old for Snapchat. Oh, okay. All right, Katie. All right, I see what it is.
100% agree.
Whatever. What is Snapchat again? See, that's the thing. You're right. I don't know what the fuck that is. All I know I guess it's a social media platform that it can send some swanky pics and then they disappear. So it's like all the basic chicks use that. Anyways,
it's on Twitter too. I'm looking at it. I put in the hashtag free Matt. Matt has dedicated his life to standing up to oppression and racism. It's time we get Matt's back and demand they drop the charges and hashtag free Matt. Matt's bail is set at $250,000.
So what's funny was the cut. Yeah, fuck Matt. So what's funny is that what we were saying about the veteran card. Just because you were a veteran and now you decided to choose a different side and you got run up. Obviously, if you were charged because Portland, Oregon has one of the largest monitoring closed circuit camera areas in the country,
Big Brother's watching.
Big Brother's definitely watching. They must have got you dead to rights. What was funny is that some of the comments in this guy's support said Matt also lost a portion of his brain on the battlefield, as well as a portion of his leg. He's a good man. Anyone who is defaming him needs to get the heck their heads and fuck off. And he's one of my heroes. So that's right. You can talk shit. If you're talking shit about him, then you hope you're a disabled vet too. See, only if you're a disabled vet can you talk shit about another disabled vet. I thought it was because of a vet. You're a vet. You're a vet. It didn't matter.
Somebody actually on Twitter, because it says please donate to support the fundraiser, and they keep highlighting his military service. Well, some are at Queer Sing, literally. Serving U.S. imperialism in Iraq constitutes the opposite of standing up to oppression and racism. I, of course, want Matt out of the state's clutches and applaud Matt's courage, but you can't highlight the U.S. military like that without noting the contradiction. That's not okay. No, even your own people, fucking retard.
No, that's what I'm saying. But they got them all heroed the fuck up in the Oregon National Guard, and I mean he was second to Iraq, and everyone's talking about the story. And hey, don't get me wrong, I commend you guys if you deployed and you've got. All of us have been there. All of us have been deployed downrange and have come back and support the troops and all that, yada, yada, yada. But once you come back and then all of a sudden you do something that's going to get you hemmed up by the cops, your vet status doesn't fucking do anything of that for you. And he's Cav. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
I know you did. And his Stetson looks like shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say, is there a specific...
He hasn't had that shaped in a while.
I was about to say, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be formed, isn't it? Or something like that?
Yes, it looks better when it's formed. He looks like he's half-assed it like everything else in life.
Yeah, so...
Including his waist size. I'm sorry. I'm kind of pissed off that he's wearing my Captastic hat.
All right, there be no Cav, the Captastics.
Wearing the mighty Stetson, and he's ballooning out of his jacket.
Oh my God, I know. Cav, man, I'm Cav. Hang on, let me. Okay, well, yeah. Hang on, I'll pull up a pic. Everyone's asking for a pic.
Iron Front. Ooh, they have 86 followers, and they're big Antifa.
Yeah, they're mad Antifa stuff. So hang on, let me throw up a picture of Mr. Matt here. And that way we can, all point and say, yep, that's the Matt. But anyways,
Clark County anti-fascism. Oh man, there are all kinds of folks on here.
Yeah.
Oh damn, Matt got a whole lot fatter after his military service. Hold on, I'm gonna send you this picture. Oh, and look, he's holding shitty beer. Oh, isn't that cute? I guess they only drink shitty beer in Portland.
hang on. Let me.
Damn hippies.
I know, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna send it straight to you.
That was like a W laugh. We're gonna bring.
Sometimes I miss him. Like I miss when he would come on. He'd come on and talk to the media.
We're gonna bring Matt to justice. He's Antifa. Antifa. We got the Antifas going on here.
Oh, let's see. PNWAWC, Anti-Fascism, whatever collection. The Pacific Northwest Anti-Fascism Workers Collective. They've got a grand total of 521 followers.
Pretty collective.
Saying $10 for every shirt will go towards free Matt.
Free Matt.
That shirt looks hilariously. Stand up and fight. Oh man, I found the Antifa motherlode.
Ready to fight tonight, Matt. So hang on, let me let me pull up the map.
Oh man, it totally sounded like the SpongeBob theme.
Yeah, exactly. So here we go. If you guys pay attention to your screens,
beloved community activist and longtime advocate against racism, Matt Braddock is reportedly facing several years in prison after a June 30th counter protest. You mean when you guys were being fucktards against Patriot players? They're fucktards too in Portland, Oregon.
Unreal. So that's the Matt Braddock. Matt part 2. So, but anyways, he's Antifa. Okay, he supports Antifa. So at that time, that's when you get your are you going to really question the vet status and stuff like that? That's why we talk about the this whole shit of everyone fucking first team. You got a Cav fan in there. Spanky threw a first team shout out to you. That's a love.
Live the legend.
Yeah, live the legend at first team. But no. Again, looking at that kid. Yeah, that doesn't mean your status is fucking legit. Man, I tell you what, I'm busted up and broken and beat the fuck up. The last thing I'm gonna do is be in a riot or go protest or some shit. So,
some Pavali says we are the shit.
Oh.
We appreciate it. I totally messed up your name and I apologize. He said, listening on Facebook, you guys are the shit. First I read, you guys are shit, and I was about to be like, mother, and then I read it again. I was like, oh, you're the shit.
Oh, we're the shit. Well, thank you.
Well, we appreciate. You're awesome too.
Yeah, you're awesome too. Any
dashing looking fellow.
Indeed, yes. Thanks. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab your digits there. Yeah, good looking guy there. But anyways.
Yeah, this free Matt, like go on Twitter. Go on Twitter and just type in hashtag free Matt. If you go too far down, you're gonna see free Matt. But outside of that, Denny Hamlin schools Twitter haters who question the sale of free Matt T-shirts. Oh, please tell me this is the same free Matt. Oh, Fox Sports got rid of it. Damn it. That would be amazing if this was the same person, because then, but it would hurt because I like Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we are very supportive of our veteran community, and we totally appreciate, our veteran fans and veteran, supporters. Nothing wrong with that. I totally support. But when you jump that ship and go to Antifa, when you go to Antifa and start saying, fuck America and we're fighting against fascism and America sucks and all that stuff, you're kind of like, you're blowing your chance. You're done. I'm not going to deal with your ass anymore. So currently there is a drive for free.
Okay, good. My faith in NASCAR has been. He's talking about Matt Kenseth, not Fat Matt from a former Cav.
Okay, gotcha. I was about to say.
I was about to be like, oh my God, why are you guys?
I don't think they support Antifa though. I don't think NASCAR openly supports Antifa.
Yeah, that's not like the target audience.
No, they don't.
That's not the crowd.
So
I should like all the start following all these Antifa guys just to piss them off.
Exactly.
WTF Nation Radio. Why do they keep following us?
Yeah, exactly. Who are these guys? Why are they trying to propagate our message? No, we're making fun.
They got some great names like Iron Front.
They do. It sounds very oppressive.
Yeah, no.
It sounds like they want to oppress us.
Shackles.
Yeah, exactly. They're we're talking about
cast them in irons.
This is the lockdown.
We're here to go against fascism.
Exactly.
Somebody didn't get the naming convention, committee right.
Yeah, I'm not all about the hippies.
I don't even call these guys hippies. These are kids that just are looking for a fight. And like, while it is noble to fight against Nazis, I do think there is a wrong way, and openly trying to hurt people instead of maybe pulling out guns. Then I got you, but
but
don't
the term
cocktails into crowds. Maybe not a smart idea.
But like I was saying before, the term Nazi has been so fucking the term Nazi in itself has been so fucking misconstrued on what exactly it means to them, as opposed to where they're telling us. I mean, they're literally you're having World War II veterans. They're literally saying, no, we've actually fought against the Nazis. We know what they are. We know what they do, and we're having. Once again, we have these little David Hoggs fucking, pushing their fucking little messages about, and people are believing it, that's it. And the kids are eating it up.
Mike says, so if the left wants to take away our guns, can we take away social media away from them?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, and and Katie's totally calling me out. She's saying Flash is getting basic as fuck with his insults. His waist size is shit. He has his beard choice. You're right, Katie. I won't lie. It's because I see the Stetson, and I was with the Cav for almost half a decade, and I as much as I didn't like the command I was under all the time, I love the Cav. I love the guys I was working with. It hurts to see. Well, actually, doesn't. I'm glad he's in jail. It's not like he was in jail for fighting somebody. There was also the charges read robbery. There's 3 counts of robbery and shit like that. It wasn't just fighting. It was also robbery. What the fuck were you doing to fight Nazis? You know how I'm going to fight Nazis? I'm going to raid that Best Buy.
Yeah, exactly. What did you do? That right there, you're part of that shit. You're involved in that stuff.
They're just charging things. No, they can't charge you with something without proof, because then it makes them look bad.
Yeah, exactly. No, what they did that to begin with. No, nor why they. Oh, it just fucking pisses me off. I'm seeing that shit. Oh man. So hey, you know what?
Punch this stupid face.
Yeah, exactly. Do we got anything big tonight? Do we have anything aside from just normal? Yeah, normal stuff. I mean, because
outside the sports flash.
Yeah, I'm about to say we got all we got left now is pretty much the sports page, and we can wrap this shit up, dude. What do you think? You want a song after?
Might as well. It's holiday.
It's right. It's a holiday. So go for it. Oh, real quick, LeBron. What's up, that? What's up with that? LeBron now turning his back. Now, how many fucking people are now going to be Lakers fans because of LeBron?
So, yes, if you haven't heard, LeBron James, as of last night, has committed to is signing a 4-year deal worth a shit ton of money to sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers also made 2 other moves to bring in former competitors against him. Everyone's a former competitor, but I mean former actual rival competitors. And the team looks. Some argue that this actually now makes them a real contender, almost like a shoe-in for the NBA Finals. Yeah, a lot of people are pissed off, but I mean, you know what? LeBron James wants to win, and he also wants to be go to these big things, and it's a big market. Just like the Heat wasn't a huge market until the big 3 got there. But Lakers is a legendary big market. If he's going to make it big, he's going to more likely he's going to finish out his contract there. But the Lakers now have him, which now they're saying that they're still trying Kawhi Leonard from the Spurs, who is trying to get out of San Antonio because a lot of difference in opinions and how people that they thought were going to try to trade for him. But the Spurs are also trying to get a lot back for him. And the Boston Celtics are probably, or the Philadelphia 76ers are probably the best bets for a trading location for him. But yeah, the NBA is kind of changing up. The West, they said the last 9, I think it's the last 8 or 9 NBA MVPs are now reside in the Western Conference, making it's more the Western Conference Finals is going to be more of the NBA Finals than the actual NBA Finals.
but he's not won anything. I don't understand why everyone's like, usually you're an MVP when you win the fucking championships.
Well, I mean, he was an MVP. I think it was last year. This year, Harden from the Houston Rockets won the MVP. Some people and look at just the style he played. He really was the MVP. They won. The Houston was better with him than without him. I guess same can be said with LeBron. But if you look at a lot of people are saying that LeBron's numbers are better than Harden's. But if you look back all the times that LeBron was the MVP, Kevin Durant had better numbers than LeBron.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You are an MVP when you win the fucking championship. That's when you get pegged as an MVP.
I mean, Harden couldn't even make it to the finals. So I mean, you could argue that LeBron had by that standard has more of a reason to be the MVP. But Harden also played really well this season. Was more of a team player, and I don't know if they took that into account. But yep. Buying the LeBron jerseys. The purple kind of looks cool with the LeBron name on it, but anyways, that's where you go. Okay, moving on to the FIFA World Cup. We have moved out of the group stages. We hit the round of 16 where it's single elimination knockout. France and Argentina were up first. They tied 1-1. They actually went to penalty kicks. So France actually beat Argentina by a score of 4-3, and they're going to move on. Uruguay beat Portugal. A lot of people thought Portugal were going to run away with that one. Uruguay beat them 2-1. That was both on Saturday. Yesterday, Russia beating Spain. They both tied 1-1, went into penalty kicks. Russia had 4. Spain only were known as the Soviet Union. So it's been a second for Russia. Also yesterday, Croatia beat Denmark. They tied.
Kicks you.
the ball in Russia, the ball kicks you.
Ball kicks you in Russia.
Croatia and Denmark tied going into penalty kicks, but Croatia was able to get one more than Denmark, kicking out the Denmarkians by a score of 3-2. So they'll move on. Today, I won't say a big upset, but a big game. Brazil and Mexico. Mexico playing really well in the group stage. Also Brazil, because it's Brazil. But they skunked them, beat them 2-0. That was earlier today. The match was at 10 o'clock. Hey, from now on, during the weekdays, the matches are at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you're able to watch them. They're on Fox Sports, and sometimes you can catch them on if you just type in FIFA World Cup stream in Google and stuff like that. You'll be able to find some hacking ones. And then today, Belgium beats Japan 3-2. Going into the first, I was able to watch that game. I was busy for the rest of them. Going into the first half, it was 0-0. Then it was Japan scored, the Belgium scored, then Japan scored again, the Belgium scored again. It was 2-2. It was 20 seconds left, even in extra time in the second half. Belgium was able to run away with it and put ball in goal, and there you go. Last 20 seconds, they thought they're going to go into penalty kicks, but Belgium is able to kick out Japan by a score of 3-2. Tomorrow, Sweden plays Switzerland at 10 a.m., and then Colombia plays England at 2 p.m., and then we'll move on. Right now, for the quarterfinal, and Brazil and Belgium will meet up. Also, in Russia and Croatia, that should be an interesting one. So we'll figure out how these the last two matches between Sweden, Switzerland, and Colombia and England, who will be last in the quarterfinals. Cool stuff. It's actually been a great World Cup. A lot of great. It's been a lot of fun, even though Brazil's big star has been called out actually several times in lots of media for quote unquote faking injury.
Oh my dude, that's their whole fucking. That's their whole gimmick right there. Is they all fake injury, dude.
But take your normal somebody hit my shoulder and all of a sudden I fall down. This guy took it to a whole different extreme. He should have won an Oscar. It looked like, just watching the replays, it looked like he was dying on the field. They should have brought a priest on to read him his last rites. Even his own people were saying that he was being a bit of the prima donna. It was kind of crazy, but yet, it is soccer, so that's what they do over there. But luckily, we've so far in this World Cup we've avoided a lot of. They were worried that there was one or two of the refs that were calling games a little more tightly than others. But that's been the biggest. It hasn't had some kind of reffing or any kind of controversy around it. You know, it is a world game, so a lot of teams are vastly into this, and more so than our sports, which is stupid because baseball is king. But they've been able to avoid all controversy, so it's been good to go. Moving on, MLB, because no hockey right now, no basketball, no football. We're going to start in the National League. The Atlanta Braves are currently right now playing the New York Yankees. I believe it's still 3-3. The Atlanta Braves are on the top of the National League East, 3 games up on the Philadelphia Phillies, 6.5 of Washington Nationals, and Mets and Marlins. Well, at least the Mets aren't the worst team in the National League East. Only back 14 and a half games, and the Miami Marlins are back 15. But, with a 33 and 48 record, there's nothing really to brag about. We're getting closer to, now that we're in July, the All-Star game, and more importantly, the trade deadline is coming up. There's been a lot of calls about DeGrom, New York Mets, pretty much their best pitcher, but they're asking a ton, and we'll see who's actually got the farm system to put up for them. In the Central, Milwaukee Brewers are actually leading. That's a far cry from last week, where it was the Cubs, the Cardinals, then Brewers, but Brewers are now up half a game on the Chicago Cubs, 5.5 up on St. Louis Cardinals. Pittsburgh Pirates and Cincinnati Reds are way behind. They're still, at least for the Pittsburgh Pirates that are 8 behind, there's still plenty of time to make up those games. But as the season goes on, the out of reach the Pirates can be, their playoff hopes will be. Even though they've had some really good teams that have made some decent runs to get to the playoffs, it looks like this year is just not going to be enough. In the West, Arizona Diamondbacks are up 2.5 games on the Los Angeles Dodgers. San Francisco Giants are 2.5 back. Colorado Rockies are 6 back. And the San Diego Padres are back by 11. The West is probably the most competitive division in the National League right now, because everyone is within striking distance. Even the Padres, 11 back, maybe not so much. But Rockies, Giants, Dodgers are neck and neck, and honestly a couple of really good series, and all of a sudden – you could see the Rockies caught up or leading in that division. More to come. You see the Dodgers are looking to be bringing on a second baseman or third baseman. One of those might be Manny Machado from the Orioles, which would be kind of interesting. Moving on to the American League in the West, the Houston Astros are leading their division by half a game. They're at 55 wins and 31 losses. They're a half game up on the Seattle Mariners, who are also having a really good season and will not go away to the Houston Astros this May. Oakland Athletics, 46 and 39, are back 8.5. Los Angeles Angels, they might get Ohtani back. He won't be pitching, but it looks like he will be able to bat, so they will get him back potentially in the next few weeks to at least add for the DH spot, which would be good for the Angels, but they're already 11.5 back. Yes, there is a lot of baseball left, but that might be a little too much to overcome, considering their opponents are the Seattle Mariners.
So about to say to the Mariners.
Astros.
Yeah.
Those two teams are really hot right now. It would take some injury bugs to hit those two teams really hard for the Angels maybe to creep back up there. And the Texas Rangers, can't forget them.
Nope.
16.5 back, 38 wins and 47 losses.
There's always hope, damn it.
16.5.
There is always hope.
Well, in the last 10 games, they're 7-3, so they are starting to get into that winning trend.
Just a couple series.
They need a lot of magic, but hey, we've seen strange things. That was a couple years ago. Boston Red Sox had like a 8 games on New York Yankees, and 10. Like they're rocking and rolling. It just
10.
started. It just went and and they bam. That was a fun season.
Yeah, it was.
If you were a Red Sox fan, it wasn't a fun season. But for everyone else, it was an awesome season. In the Central, Cleveland Indians are up and are running away with the American League Central Division. Cleveland Indians, 45 wins, 37 losses. Nothing to brag about, considering that there's each the East and West American League both are at 55, at around 55 wins. So the Central is really not. So they're losing a lot, but still they're up 9 games on the Detroit Tigers and Minnesota Twins. Chicago White Sox are 16.5 back, and the Kansas City Royals, choke artists, 20.5 games back with 25 wins and 58 losses. Dun, dun, dun.
I don't even think the Rangers have that much, do they?
They're 38 wins and 47 losses. It's 16.5 back. Dear God.
Yeah, God.
Kansas City Royals just like, honestly, they need just to bring up people out of AAA and just say, hey, let's see who we can.
Let's see what you got. Yeah, I don't understand why
Why
don't they do that anyways?
Doing it right. You all sit down. Let me bring. Hey, honestly, this would be if I'd be like, hey, look, we're not competitive right now. Let's just put up the people that need like real practice.
Yeah, or all the teams should be like that, not just the Royals.
It should be. Looking at the American League East, over the weekend we had one of the greatest rivalries in all of baseball, and arguably in the top 5 of all sports. The New York Yankees hosted the Boston Red Sox for a 3-game series, which was a very interesting series because the first game the Yankees won 8-1. The next game on Saturday they lost 11-0, and then last night to cap off the series, the Yankees taking the series over the Boston Red Sox, they won by 11-1. The biggest note is that Aaron Hicks is only one of 3 players to hit 3 home runs in Yankee Stadium in a single game, matching Lou Gehrig and Teixeira. So that's pretty awesome. Right now, there's a couple games still going on, but Boston Red Sox currently lead the New York Yankees by half a game because they won tonight already. New York Yankees are Boston Red Sox 57 wins and 29 losses. New York Yankees 54 wins and 27 losses. Tampa Bay Rays are way behind with 14 games. Toronto Blue Jays behind 17 games, and the Baltimore Orioles with the worst behind record. They're behind 31.5 games. Their season's done. They're 3-7 in the last 10 games. Yes, they won the last game, but damn, they are 12-29 at home. They are 12-30 away. If you're a Baltimore Oriole fan right now, I will pray for you. Don't do anything stupid. Shit happens. I love those birds in Camden Yards. Still one of my favorite parks. But damn, I'd hate to be Orioles fan right now.
Exactly. I feel sorry for those Oriole fans.
So look at the games right now. Yankees in Atlanta are still tied at the end of the 10th inning, 3-3. Minnesota is currently beating the Milwaukee Brewers because, don't forget, we're in interleague play. So a lot of teams are playing. The American League and National League are playing each other. So we have the Minnesota Twins are beating the Milwaukee Brewers. It's top of the 8th right now. The Twins are winning 5-4. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Cleveland Indians are beating the Kansas City Royals, 9-3. And at the bottom of the 7th, San Francisco Giants are winning against the Colorado Rockies 2-0. But the Rockies have no outs and runners on second and third, so that score might change very quickly. In the bottom of the 3rd, St. Louis Cardinals are beating the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-1. Pittsburgh is losing. Today's matches: Detroit in 10 innings beat the Red Sox, beat up on the Washington Nationals, which isn't helping because if the Atlanta Braves beat the Yankees, that's going to set them even farther apart. The Washington Nationals can't stand to lose any more games, and they are. So 5-3, and this game. Come on, show me the full thing. And somebody beat somebody, but my thing just reset. Hold on, it's the last one. Tampa Bay Rays lost to the Miami Marlins 3-2. That's a grudge match for the Florida fans. And that's your Flash Sports page.
And we're moving up to the guests. Oh, we actually got some guests coming up.
We have some cool guests coming up. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah, so Tuesday, for Tied Up Tuesday next week, we're going to have Patrick Montgomery. Only because I'm looking at the next guest, that's why. Patrick Montgomery from KC Cattle Company. Yeah, Montgomery. Army Ranger veteran Patrick Montgomery will be on the show to talk about his business, KC Cattle Company, as a former member of the 1st Ranger Battalion. He looks to bring lessons learned from sweat, blood, and hardship during his time in the military to practices in agriculture. Specifically, he looks to raise quality beef at the same people and communities that he once served as a ranger. The reason why I was saying gunnery, another WTF Nation, U.S. Army WTF moments first. We had the winner of the Best Ranger competition here. That was a first ever on. And now we were joking around talking about the winners of the Sullivan Cup coming on. Well, next week after next, or is it? Yeah. So next week, not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday, the 12th of July, for Sergeant's Time, the winners of the Sullivan Cup, which is a big gunnery thing, boom, explosions, and all sorts of shit. Direct fire weapons are, guns and tanks and cav, that stuff.
Can we say what unit? Or are you saving that as a surprise? In case they don't know?
I'm gonna save. It is the winners coming on. We'll be on to talk about the competition and what they did to win it. And then the Sullivan Cup competition is a physically and mentally demanding event that rigorously tests the soldier's competence and determination in tank crew skills. So the 2018 began April 30th and ended on May 4th, 2018. So we'll be able to get all your information, and we will have them on. There will be some accompanying videos and all that right before the broadcast, and more than likely during, and probably a couple of promos talking about these guys coming on. We're excited because, again, it's another WTF Nation Radio first. Come on, we've got the first. We had the first representative of an active Army division, and we've had a member of the Best Ranger competition come on. The other guy couldn't get, his buddy. So lots of wins here. So we're excited because the last time the Sullivan Cup happened was all competitions were won by National Guardsmen. So it's kind of cool that active duty brought it back to his house. And then Saturday Night Savagery is going to have on 14 July Dustin Hayden from the Sunday Sauce. The Sunday Sauce started as some friends in 2017, and they challenged each other to eat various hot wings, and then decided to go get different sauces and try it out. And then, him being a video guy decided to, why don't we just film this and then share experiences with others? So the Sunday Sauce. Just like saying that, the Sunday Sauce. Sunday Sauce. So,
damn right, cause we are having a lot of firsts.
We are. I was about to say
we're working on continuing that trend.
Yeah, there's going to be some more firsts coming.
We're working on the firsts.
Yeah, there's more firsts because there's going to be a big firsts.
Huge first.
Huge firsts coming about in the future.
It's going to be huge.
And once that happens, then we won't know how to act. So because this is it's Army related. So like I said, we have the interest of coming on. I think what it is that Joe Pacino has been spreading the love and the word about what we've done, and we're not bad people after all. We love the Army, so why not? But anywho, I think that's it. Yeah. So guys, we're gonna cut a little bit early. Only because 4th of July weekend's coming up. We got family hanging out, and all of us are on vacation or doing some stuff. So I was kind of thinking about not doing a show tonight, but then I was like, you know what? I'll owe you guys at least a couple hours.
We know you love us, but don't forget you can check us out on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, Instagram, the TuneIn app, and WTFNationRadio.com. All those other things on Twitter and Periscope at WTF Nation Radio. Talk to us, like us, share the page, share the love.
Yeah, exactly, Cos. We're zonking. So, hey, wait, am I supposed to know how to? Yeah, when you zonk, the word zonk is a tradition that once someone who is in charge of the formation says zonk, that means everybody runs, because then I will begin a countdown starting from 10, and those who've not decided to run, surprisingly enough, you'll see profiles run. Then
hey, I can run holding my whiskey.
Yeah. I count down from 10 to 1, and when I say stop, those who are around get to do first arm detail. So, so everyone,
you all have a great night.
Yeah, you all have a great night, and happy Independence Day, and y'all be safe and make sure shit goes up and explodes. Hey, it's all about celebrating our freedom, and there's nothing wrong with shit exploding. So don't get the
America!
S. America!
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, America! So shots and see you later. Ciao.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
There ain't no grave can hold my body down. There ain't no grave can hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna rise right out of the ground. Ain't no grave can hold my body down.
You feel me coming, the nigga presence is heavy. You play around with my money, the repercussions be deadly. You talk about wanting beef, well I bring you a fucking deli. Grab a semi, put it up to your mouth, I'm Machiavelli. Shit, niggas running around talking like Machiavelli. Well he died of gunshot wounds and I don't think they ready. Rock bandanas, thug life on they belly, then they get caught slipping with a chick up at the telly. Shit, where I'm from, niggas eager to get it on. For the right price, your own cousin to do you harm. Hit your ass up, leave you laid out and be gone. Then go to your funeral and be hugging on your mom. Still the same, my nigga, ain't nothing different. Niggas still hating and still snitching. And they still dying over them bitches. Still wishing I fell, keep wishing. I'm on a mission to get it, I'm talking cash. No pun intended, you intervene, that's your ass. You can't kill me, I died when Sunny passed. Rise up like them niggas and Thriller from out the grass. Take a pull of the purple and then I pass. They tell me stop drinking and driving, I'm bound to crash. 2 AKs, banana clips, do the math. Spill enough blood for somebody to take a bath. Spaz, whenever I'm on that brown, we could do this like the Wild Wild West, meet at your town. High noon seals the quickest to shoot around. The loser be the nigga that's laying dead on the ground. You be the cop, I'm the robber. Really thinking you harder? Prove it. Russian roulette, 2 shells in the revolver. Going first ain't a problem. Actually, I be honored. Line them up like a barber. Never back down from drama. Put that shit on my mama. I ain't fucking around. Ain't no grave that could hold me down, Mike.
You're the only friend I got. Friend I got. Friend I got. Friend I got.
Hold me down, Mike.
Who's the fella owns this shithole? I own this establishment.
There ain't no grave can hold my body down.
Sir, you are a cowardly son of a
There
bitch.
ain't no grave
You just shot an unarmed
can
man.
hold my body down.
Well, he should have harmed himself.
When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna rise right out of the ground. Ain't no grave can hold my body down.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains. of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. Inside flashed out his warning, and the words that it was forming. In the signs and the words of the prophets all beyond the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.